Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. We are back for another podcast, our yearly traditional podcast of, you know, looking back at 2024 and now looking forward to the future. So, with me, of course, I have Kirby and Trellian Spears, and they're my stream team, my buddies in crime, my gamers aficionados. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're all streamers now.
Fuck
Official
yeah.
streamers.
I have to say I'm a
Big
streamer
transition
this
for
year.
Kirby.
I know, dude. Like I was saying before, I used to always be like, "Oh, I'm Big Curb or whatever," and I don't stream, but now I do.
You were in such denial. You're like, I'm Big Curbo. I don't stream. You're like, bro, you got a schedule. You're regular. You got
Yes.
following.
Oh my
You're a
God.
streamer, bro.
Even Nightbot came back. I brought Nightbot back.
Look
He
at
got
you,
banned
man.
for a while. I
I'm
know.
so proud. So proud.
Oh my gosh, what a time to be alive. Kerbo streams where I'm perpetually late. And fuck
See,
it, at least I didn't start my
you know how
target
it goes,
today.
though.
That is how it goes.
Uh,
Man.
All right.
But yes, I'm here.
So yeah, welcome in everyone, and yeah, Kirby, congratulations on upgrading into the streamer lifestyle.
Yeah, I do. I know.
Just
Thank
know
you,
that
thank
if you start to take off, you're taking us with us, taking us with you.
Yeah, if I take off my 2-hour weekly streams,
Yes,
you guys will be on my wings with me.
was that the big talk at your Christmas dinner for your family? Where you're like, yeah, I've started streaming now.
Oh, I mean, actually, didn't come up. I'm gonna keep low key. Like pulling in a whole like 3 average viewers is kind of a lot to bring up. I didn't want to drop that on them, especially if you get pretty political. So
Oh, yeah. That's true. What are you gonna get your brother into streaming now?
I was talking
That's
when he was
true.
playing Majora's Mask the other night, just on Discord, not on stream. I'm like, bro, are you gonna Twitch usually? He's like, I don't know if you want to watch. I'm like, if you just plug it in like Trell's Discord or something, people will just show up just because it's a Zelda game and just to see what's up. Like, you won't pull big viewers right away, like I do, but he might. We'll see if it works, but he might. He likes having an audience, so
That'd be good. I would love to see it.
God, yeah, it's good. He just played Ocarina of Time and now Majora. Oh, for Outer Wilds into Fallout 3 into Ocarina of Time and now Majora's Mask. So he's big gaming.
Man, that's quite a jump around in
It
genre.
was. I know. Outer Wilds was a gift from me, so we played that first. I don't know what made him want to play Fallout, and then the N64 Zeldas because he played them as a kid but never beat them. So he's like, we can't have
Fair.
that on the
Yeah.
shame list, right? So
Yeah,
he already
exactly.
knows. Yes,
Did he emulate or did he actually have the hardware?
he has the hardware, but he's emulating
Oh, okay.
because he does not have a capture card. So
Okay. Gotcha.
yep. But yes, we'll see if that shows up. Who streams Majora's Mask? Dude, Majora's Mask is great. I know you're joking, but
What's funny was I was just streaming Majora's Mask yesterday. I don't know if you saw that. Like, I did have Carl stop by in chat, but I got my laptop actually working with my capture card, so I was streaming Majora's Mask on the Switch to actually
Wait,
see
really?
if that worked. Yeah. I didn't. It was just a test stream. It was no
oh,
notifications.
okay. I'm like,
went
no,
out or
I did
anything.
not notice that at all.
No. But of course, like, you know how you get like Twitch notifications. So I was like, I
Yeah.
titled it test stream or everything like that, and then Carl came in there. He's like, "What the heck's going on?" I'm like, "Get out of
nice.
here!"
I
Like, that's what
disable a lot of my notifications. That's funny as shit.
Good stuff, though. So yeah, 2024, guys. Would you guys overall say pretty happy with where you went gaming wise in 2024, the industry and everything else?
I would say yes, very much so. I got a big milestone for me this year in terms of number of games beaten. I guess I'll wait until we get to that point where my
Well,
list is on screen. But yes, and a lot of very fun games too.
He asked about.
So I'm very
industry,
satisfied.
didn't he?
Wait, what was it?
Industry.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was like personal goals. Yeah, actually, I was. I thought that 2024 was going to be kind of a meh year after how big 2023 was, at least for me personally. I won't say it was just as good, but I'd have to look at the numbers, the data. But overall, there were a lot of good releases this year, and even some that surprised me quite a bit. So yes, I was overall happy with the releases this year.
I would tend to agree. I didn't have. I guess there wasn't like something like there's no like lineups like GTA 6 probably like this year or something like that. I'm trying to
Right.
I'd have to look at what actually came out again this year, but overall the industry I still think is kind of taking a hit on like developers and with AI and all that kind of stuff like that. But
Agreed.
as far as what it produced for stuff like that, I was actually pretty pleased. There was a lot of good titles, had fun doing it, and I tried a lot of different things. If I'm going to wrap it up in a nutshell, but we can get more into the nitty gritty here in a sec. do you think, Wombat?
Well, before I answer, question for the chat. I noticed that my bubble is lit up consistently, where the other two pop up. Is there a lot of background noise in my sound, or can you hear me okay? I just want to make sure we're good there, because it would suck to have a whole episode and like have
Oh, good call out.
Yep.
But personally, I mean, the only games that came out that I was looking forward to were, I mean, that I can think of offhand. My volume is lower than these two. Oh, interesting. Is this better? If I turn my mic slightly, is that better? Or is that better? Let me know. I could also turn a bit better. Okay, let me turn down my computer sound a little bit too. Because you can't hear background noise. That's good. That's good. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what the front of this mic is, so that's probably part of the problem. I will, yeah, let's try there. I'll try and speak close to the mic too. Testing 1 2. No. Okay, so the one that I was looking forward to, of course, was Shadow of the Erdtree, which we can't talk about today.
I was just saying, like, I beat it, but then you guys said that you, like, right before this podcast that you guys don't have any notes for it, so we can't talk about it. And then I lost my save file, so I don't know if
dude, I
I'm
hate
probably,
when I lose. Did
Yeah,
your dog
dude.
eat it?
so I'll have to restore to a previous save file, which is probably going to be like where you last saw me on stream or something.
Listen, I talked to Miyazaki himself, and he said that you're full of shit. So,
Oh, Miyazaki.
Damn, man, all the way from the top.
all the way from the top.
I will say this year was exceptionally good. Charles doesn't care about this for RPGs, and that makes me very. There were so many good
was a lot of
RPGs and JRPGs this year, so that's why I think this year was so good.
I was also looking forward to Silent Hill 2 coming out, but I didn't get end up getting to play it. So next year.
Fair enough.
It does suck that Supermassive laid off like what?
That's what
75% of their staff.
There are a lot of unfortunate closures and layoffs this year, which is
Yeah.
probably the biggest detriment or downside to where the industry's at so far. So
I
yeah,
know. I just don't know why it keeps happening. You feel like it's such a booming industry.
Is it from like the COVID or the quarantine bubble when everyone was hiring a bunch of people because it's easy to do that shit remote? Like I don't know if that's true. Like I don't know if it is that or if it's just ballooning budget sizes. But
It could be like, well, I mean, if it's anything like non-video game software development industry, like we're even in my job and stuff like that, and other development jobs in the town that I live in, it's like they're feeling that where they overhired or whatever, and it was that time, and now it's like there's either people doing a transition back to like, oh, we all want to work in office again, not remote, or there's lots of different reasons, I guess, but I don't know, it's gonna be hard to see all people get let go, and then there's gonna be jobs. I don't know. For me, I'm like, this kind of makes me just want to hunker down a little bit for a little bit longer and see where it goes, rather than try to like find something new or anything.
Well, I
So
get
like,
that. Yeah, well,
scary times.
Safe for now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing is I think AI is definitely affecting the market. A lot of jobs that could be done by humans are being done by AI instead because it's more cost effective.
Yep.
And some of it irresponsibly for sure. I've I've even seen it in my own field, and I'm in security, like so.
Agreed.
And
it's crazy.
I'm a trainer in real life, and I make training videos, and a lot of my job is starting to be replaced by automation.
Oh man.
Now I'm learning how to, like, I'm taking courses on AI, like prompting and things like that, so that I can still stay relevant and be like, well, you're gonna replace all this stuff, but I'm the guy you want to run all that, right?
Right.
There's no like the corporate doesn't matter. The corporates don't care if it's replacing jobs or not. They just care about the bottom line at the end of the day.
Yep. As long as you learn how to use the new tool that's come out, then you're still gonna be good.
relevant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I've had to use it quite a bit just because like they're forcing it down the throat. So I'm like, okay, I'll learn how to use it. But it's just funny because nowadays when you have like new engineers come in and stuff like that, and they have no idea how to fix something beyond what the prompt tells
That
them.
is
You know,
so.
You're like,
This is so bad.
oh my dude, it is bad. I get some of the wild questions I get from like the young developers, like, how does this blah blah? I'm like, did you learn anything about coding in
Literally
college?
never
Like, holy
learned how to
crap.
play without training wheels. They're really living in the walkthroughs. Talking about that meme.
Really,
Like, damn.
it's crazy. But yeah. So I'm glad that I feel like I came at the right age, like learned it all before this came out. Because nowadays,
Yeah.
I don't know how you would learn all this stuff with it just giving you the answer. You're like, man, holy cow!
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, May? Welcome in.
And maybe I think we got a podcast topic here, AI, right? Like that could be a whole topic, especially
True.
the
I'd be
more we
down.
think
I
about it.
probably can't speak to it as much directly as both of you can, but I'd still be
Yeah.
interested in talking about it.
I'm interested in your opinion, Kirby, because you don't have the experience in it, right? Trell and I
Fair.
are both like I have a modicum of experience. Trell has a bit of experience with it, and then you have none. So that's going to be interesting to talk about.
Yeah, it's very little for me. Sometimes
Yeah.
students will like use it to help write things, but it doesn't help that much for science yet. It's mostly just for like writing reports, I guess.
Or compilating data for sure. For
Yeah.
example. Yeah. So, yeah, that'll be an interesting topic for sure. But yeah, let's see what the crowd says here. So Tequil says industry is struggling now with AI and companies laying off extra that they hired during COVID. Yeah, so it seems like relatively agree.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome in, May. Let's see. Worse than devs using ChatGPT during college uni is med students. That one is scary as hell. Yeah, I could see that being problematic for sure. Yeah.
They don't actually know their stuff, but they're in charge of people's lives.
Yeah. I mean, all the AI training that I've taken has said there needs to be a human touch, which I appreciate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, you have to verify that what's being put out is good, but
Right.
with coding, I mean, you're gonna know, right? Like it's just not gonna work. Yeah. But I guess it makes sense to teach computers to make language that they run on, but it does mean that the industry is kind of in its own little depression, right? Like it seems like we're creating more games. There's more expansion for it, and yet there's less people making them at this point. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, any other reactions to 2024 before we get into our individual breakdowns?
I'm just gonna say I didn't like movies this year very much. I didn't watch a whole lot of them, but I was not very impressed by any movies, especially horror movies, 'cause that's all I tend to watch. I know it's nothing to do with games, but I just wanted to add that in while we're talking about 2024 in general.
That's fair. I liked Wicked. Wicked was good.
Oh, I didn't see that for what it's
how
worth, but
was
that's a musical,
that?
right?
So first of all, I've never seen the play. I never got to go to Broadway for it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I've been waiting 20 years to finally like see what it,
Yeah.
like I don't know all the music. So I heard that the people who loved the book loved it, people who loved the play loved it. And I'm like, well, that's hard to do. And then people who didn't know about either loved it. And I'm like, oh damn. So they did a good job. And I agree. I went and saw it and it was great. They have so many like details in it that kind of lend to the story. So it was pretty cool.
I'm not the biggest fan of Ariana Grande, but she was all right in it.
She did a really good job of like mimicking the voice of the OG Glinda.
Okay.
And her acting was really good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not here to agree with the things she does with her lifestyle, but she's an excellent
Yeah.
musician and actress. So yeah. And
Yeah, I'm just trying to remind myself that I don't really think there wasn't anything huge in 2024. I haven't seen Gladiator 2.
yeah, me neither.
Oh, I haven't either.
Oh, Romulus came out. That was really good.
Oh, okay, I did
That
like
was good.
that.
I did
Alien
like that one.
Romulus.
Yep.
There were a handful of horror movies I did like. That is true.
And
Not
then-
everybody liked Romulus, but I did.
I just saw Terrifier 3 the other day. That was wild.
I haven't watched any of the Terrifiers.
Oh, I haven't watched that one yet. It's okay. I need to see that one.
That one's wild. Oh my goodness. But that one, so the funny thing with that one is, like, I went over and I watched it with Kayla's sister Erin, and
Yep.
we sat down, we watched. I brought some snacks over, and we're like, well, we'll have, like, because we watched the first two together, and we'll watch this one. And she was like trying to find where she could rent it and buy it or whatever, and because I think her and Z actually have a lot of movie nights. And they'll find, like, typically, you just like, oh, try this trial out and you can get this thing for free, and
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, so you might as well take benefit of those and then cancel them so you don't have to actually pay. You just get a free movie. Why not? So I think we were trying to do that, and we were trying to find one, couldn't. So it just like, we went to, I think, YouTube or something like that, and she was like, oh, I'll just get on there. Clicked it, boom, started watching it. Easy. The start of it was kind of crazy just because, like, you have what's his name, Art the Clown. He's sitting down in front of the fireplace, and he's just like sitting there in front of the fireplace, kind of had like a nice fireside looking talk kind of set up, with a tree and everything. And he's sitting there. Like, a couple minutes pass by, and it's like just a single camera pan shot, and we're just like watching. I was like, dude, this is like uncomfortable. This is weird. What a way to start this movie. And this was like the first time that they ever went into the cinema or in the movie theater with this movie, right? Like, everything else was kind of like
I
slower.
think two may have had a limited run. So I
Did it?
remember people
Okay.
talking about some of them, like, as a gag, they passed out puke bags to, like, try and, like,
Really?
yes, I remember that. I could be wrong, but I think two had a limited run in theaters. But regardless, yeah, okay.
Well, it's gonna be like a cult following now. So then all of a sudden, like, I was like, this is the first time it's running in movies, and you're just sitting here in this awkward kind of scene watching them. We get like 10 minutes into this, and it's still freaking doing it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Kind of opening to a movie, and I was like, this is kind of like torture at this point. We double check. She actually rented for like $7.99 a actual, like, looping fireside scene that you just put in the background of your like freaking living room or something. I was like, what are you doing to me?
Wait, sorry,
Aaron?
how long did you watch this?
For like 10 minutes, dude.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
so bad. I was like, oh no, oh my, I was like, we absolutely got had. I was like, I can't believe I sat through this. It was like you sitting through freaking credits. I was like, this is terrible.
Oh my God, dude! With the scene, your
We
snacks
cracked
out,
it.
you're all ready. You and Aaron just getting your snacks. I was like, oh, this is really
It was
good.
so bad. It was,
Now, I
so
wonder
we
when this is gonna
created-
pick up. This is kind of slow for a Terrifier movie.
Well, it was like I was like doubling down. I was like, no, it's gonna start real soon. I'm sticking through it. And all of a sudden, 10 minutes, and I was like, no, I'm tapping out. What the hell's going
Oh
on
my
here?
God, dude, that is so fucking funny.
We
I was
eventually
wondering
got
where that
the
was
movie
gonna go.
going.
I'm like, man, is the opening be like really gory and like they couldn't do it? I'm like, I doubt it though. But no, it's more the opposite. That it was so uneventful.
It was
Oh my
so bad,
God.
man. Totally got us.
That's
Got him.
awesome. Wait, was she able to refund it, or was she stuck with that $7.99 purchase?
I think she owns that now for life. This is gonna be great.
hers.
Yeah, you watched too much of it.
Oh my God. Sorry, man. You watched 10 minutes. Sorry, you got to keep this.
I was
how
getting
many
after
hours
so
was it?
bad. How many? The movie or
Yeah, the loop.
I think it was. I don't know. Well, I don't know if she saw like the actual length or something. She showed me because I was getting after her. I was like, "What are you doing to me?" But like, it actually was mislabeled. They're both called Terrifier 3,
Oh wow.
like right next to each other, and she just clicked one of them, and I was like, "Man,
cheaper
that
one
we got
probably,
had
yeah.
there."
Yeah. Damn. Well, speaking of indie movies going to the big screen, this is kind of a good transition because this is something that happened last year, but is also going to be happening next year. I was an extra in a movie that was
Ooh.
shooting back in March of last year. The
Yeah.
2024, and it's going live in January 17th, 18th, 19th. It's premiering in Media, PA. So
Yo,
That's
pretty
awesome.
excited about that. It's a
Yeah,
buddy
it's
of
really
mine that directed it. It's kind of like a super bad type thing, but it's set in like Delco, which is a county just south of Philadelphia, Delaware
Okay.
County, Delco.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
I remember you showed us the trailer because you were in the trailer of it, right?
yeah. Can you
Yeah.
spell
I remember
okay.
that.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's come full circle. It's finally coming out. Nice.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Benji, come here. Stop complaining. You're here. Get over it. Excuse me. Come here.
No,
I'll see
I
if I can
think
find it, Bob.
I think one of the
was that?
things
Yeah.
that I like at least about the industry, and this can start us talking about more of the video games here, but
Yeah.
like I think indie games they've always been on the rise, and I feel like now, especially with like some of the stuff that was happening with the game show awards and stuff like that, or the video game awards, it was just, man, they really are predominant, and I think they're kind of sticking it to some of these AAA titles that seem to be falling flat, and it's just like good, you know. I think I like to see some of these little underdogs kind of make it big, and maybe it'll make some of the bigger dogs try harder, kind of thing.
Yeah, more competition is always better because you see what happens when people get complacent. Game Freak and Pokemon, but
Pokemon. sorry.
Pokemon, yeah, complacency sucks. So yeah, hopefully there is more competition, both with software and hardware. Just because Nvidia is also getting lazy with the shit with their graphics cards. It seems like in their pricing. But anyway, I agree with that. I'm glad that the indie market is doing very well. There are a lot of indie games I played this year that I like quite a bit.
Yeah, hardware wise, there was nothing really, but 2025, I think it's going to be this. We're going to see the Switch 2.
We should see the Switch 2. No, it's supposed to be 2025. We should see the Switch 2. I guess the PS5 Pro came out this year, which I didn't get yet because.
Oh yeah, that doesn't really count though because that's bullshit. But anyways,
yeah, Nvidia should be releasing their new set of graphics cards, which doesn't really probably mean much to me yet. But the big thing will be Switch 2 next year, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. Finally, a new actual console. Because like when you just slap something like Xbox One S, X, and XLZ or whatever they call it, those are the same thing, really. It's not really a new console at that point. Same with the Pro. Not even a disc in there or disc drive in there. But yeah, Switch 2. I'm excited to see what the original release titles will be and stuff like that. And hopefully it'll be a big enough upgrade that you can see performance gains. That one, even though it has some banger titles on it, as Nintendo always carries, it does probably get a little bit under par with some of the performance. But I'm excited to see it where it goes.
That's really all I would need. We can talk about that more later too. But all I want from the Switch 2 is not shitty performance.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom definitely, I think, pushed it to its limits.
I'm playing Echoes of Wisdom right now. Speaking of the Zelda game, the fact that can't maintain a stable frame rate is hilariously bad.
Seriously,
it's so bad. I mean, the game is phenomenal. It's very, very good. It might be my favorite 2D Zelda, but it just lags randomly for no reason.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to playing that. That'll be a 2025
You should.
game
It's exceptionally good. I just started like 2 days ago. It's very, very good though.
Well, with that, if you want to talk about our games that we played this year,
let's talk about what we played. That's what we played
with Kirby first, right?
We can do that again. Then I'm fine with that.
Does everyone at home have like 2 monitors that they can put this stream on when they about to see his list?
All right, hang on to your seats.
I had
We're
a very
do a
productive
transition
year.
here. Ooh.
Very productive year.
All right, so let's get Kirby's games up. Boop.
Oh, here we go.
All right, make sure my stream's up so it's not. Yeah, give me 3 columns. That's what I needed.
God, dude.
I needed 3 columns. That's what I'm talking about.
This is ridiculous.
So Kirby, go ahead and talk about your list, or should I say
my list was great. My list was really good.
Your package.
And first, I want to give a quick shout out because a lot of these games were games that I streamed, and I want to give a quick shout out to both Jack and Tequil for similar and separate reasons. Similar in that they're by far my most consistent viewers. So hats off to you both for that. But Jack for getting me started with consistent streaming because this is the first game I'm going to talk about. Jack got me started with the year with a series called Disaster Report, which is one of the stupidest games in the best way I played this year. And that made me realize, I don't hate streaming if I get to stream janky, ridiculous, gimmicky games. So that's what kicked everything off. And another shout out to Tequil for really hosting OnlyMans, which became very helpful for me with streaming in terms of finding clips easily and finding people to raid, but mostly for helping with the preservation of not just my stream content, but all of our stream content. I love knowing that our clips are there in case Twitch decides to remove them randomly, which it does, like the Mayo clip from that shitty devil deal I did. Yeah, what was that? Go ahead.
I would just wanted to echo that. Like, OnlyMans is huge, and honestly, like, I think you have a product growing in your hands there, Tequila. But it's like
super good,
better than Twitch in many ways.
It started as a meme to me, but now it's genuinely useful, and I will not look for clips on Twitch because Twitch clip sucks.
Yeah, it's awesome. But anyways, go. Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Tequila deserves the recognition there. I truly appreciate the hard work you put into preserving all the great memories that we've made on stream. So anyway, going through the year, this list is composed of 125 games and 2 DLCs. So a lot of games in there. Although I did not have a theme for this year, the unintentional theme was that I made a lot of progress on playing series that I had meant to play for a while but never got around to. So things like Metal Gear Solid, things like Sly Cooper, God of War, Ace Attorney, and Advance Wars. And so that was all. I really enjoyed playing through a lot of games that I initially didn't get the chance to play when I was younger because I owned a PS1, but I was mostly a Nintendo kid, so I missed out on a lot of I didn't stream them, Kebab, for what it's worth. You didn't really miss me playing them because I played them all on my own time. They aren't janky enough. That being said, God of War 1 pissed me off because there was some stuff that I did not think aged very well. Anyway, I'll start off as usual talking about my favorite games of the year, my least favorite games of the year, then some things that stood out for being impressive or disappointing. So my favorite games of the year came down to my top three were Astrobot, which was unbelievably incredible. A bit better than I expected even. It's a 3D platformer, in my opinion, that rivals the 3D Mario games. This, of course, being more focused on PlayStation's history, with an absurd amount of references and Easter eggs to both, mostly the PlayStation games, but some gaming stuff in general. And the way that they ended up making every level feel fun and unique. Yeah, give me those dancing Astrobots, Jack. Thank you. The way they made every level feel so unique and showing how much the developers really just love making games was fantastic to me. So Astrobot was fantastic. Now, Trell can roll his eyes or plug his ears for the next two. We're going to talk about two RPGs. The other two games I love this year that were my top games, these games all got 9.5s from me, and so they were my top three. There are no 10s this year. This is the first year in a while with no 10s.
No 10s?
No 10s, dude. Last year had Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3, but no 10s this year. Just a few 9.5s. Anyway, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I will probably give my game of the year to, just because even though all three of these games were 9.5s, this game was the longest. And for entertaining me at such a high level for so... Huh?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
But Rebirth isn't
What do you
even
just say?
done. Is it part 1 or part 2 that you played?
This is part 2. Rebirth is part 2. So there's Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is part 1. Then Rebirth is part 2. And so that game lasting about 94 hours. And so... I guess actually... No, I'll say that in a minute. It was just a stupidly long game in a good way with some phenomenal characters, a great story. I love the RPG elements to it. Some incredibly fun bosses, and overall, I just really enjoyed playing through that massive open world that they created. I'm talking very briefly about all these games because there's too many games to talk about. My last game, the game Charles is the most excited for when we beat Mountain 2, we Metaphor. No, I'm just kidding. It won't be that for him, but that is my third place game of the year. I love Metaphor. It had a few issues with pacing, in my opinion, in the final dungeons, but it took what Persona did and made it significantly better, at the very least, combat-wise, in my opinion, and I loved it for that. A minor shout-out to what was that? The Slice of Life took a big hit compared to Persona, in my opinion, so you would like it less.
Yeah.
It was more focused on combat than Slice of Life. It had a good story, it had great characters, and it still has more Slice of Life than, say, like the Shin Megami Tensei series, but less so than the Persona series. Shadow of the Erdtree, I'll give a shout out to. I'm not giving it any true recognition because it's a DLC, so it's not eligible for Game of the Year or anything. I won't talk.
DLC.
Yeah, get wrecked DLC. I won't talk about it in too much detail because we're still waiting. Because Troll lost a save file, so it's not officially on there. So
I hate when that happens.
Dude, it happens it's crazy.
It does. It happens more often than you
companies like
think.
FromSoft just losing the save file.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't know. They need to get
Especially
their
with a
crap
game
together.
that long, it's crazy. You got to honestly get a refund if you bought that game. I know that they give big streamers like you shit for free. So if you didn't get it for free, they should pay you.
Yeah. For it being like a contender for Game of the Year too. I mean, really, it's just falling flat.
It's so bad. It's really pathetic. I agree. And then so now on that, but great segue into my least favorite, not most disappointing, but least favorite games of the year in terms of lowest scores. Fuck Death Trap Dungeon. That was my own fault, and I'm sorry, Trell. Just in retrospect, that game was dog shit, dude.
My God, dude.
Oh my God, it was worse than I thought it was gonna be. Fuck,
Yeah.
Chain Dog. Fucking, it hated the player. I don't think I've played a game that intentionally hates the player as much as Death Trap Dungeon
That's
did.
the best description that I've ever heard of it. That the
Right.
game hated the players. Like, why are you playing this? I'm going to punish you. And you're like, why? I just
yes.
wanted to try you out.
Some games were shittier, some games were buggier, but this game was intentionally shitting on me and at every corner between traps that just fuck you, enemies attacking you in cutscenes, bosses that just randomly are immune to everything except for like one spot in their face,
God.
shitty save points. Like, oh my god,
It
the
was
fact that you had to play with
awful.
keyboard and mouse, there's no music, dude, it was so bad.
It was awful.
I gave that game a 3 because I was streaming it, but in parentheses, I wrote that the actual score was like a 1.5, and it only got a boost because it had good meme potential for streaming. So that game sucked dick. And then it was so bad. And I don't know if you want to comment more now, if you want to wait, Trell, until you're talking about your games, but fuck that game.
I'll let you finish.
So I'll also direct everyone's attention to the podcast's channel on my Discord, because I'm listing all the games for each of us so that you don't have to squint real hard on the screen. But
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Wombat.
It's quality of life, yeah.
Oh, and actually, going back to Killsport now, the game doesn't even fucking tell you all the controls. I was like 30% of the way through the game before I realized that 1, you could block, and 2, that hitting the F1 through 4 keys opened your inventory for different things. I didn't know how to access like my ranged weapons and stuff.
Yeah, I think I accidentally pressed the block, and I was like, "What is it? What am I doing?" You know,
Yeah, you don't even know what you're doing.
You're like, I don't. You look like you're just doing a strike and a pose, and you're like, "Wait, that's a block." I'm like, I didn't even. That's huge.
So bad. It's so bad. The only thing I want to do with that game is host a LAN party for the multiplayer mode. But so fuck that game. All right. And then who's else in the bottom 3? We got Mirror's Edge Catalyst, the game that Charles challenged me to. Oh my god. It tried to be more combat heavy, but it sucks at that too. The parkour was as bad. The combat was worse because they tried to focus more on the combat, but the combat sucks. So like you have to like just jump kick enemies forever, but sometimes it just doesn't work. The parkour still doesn't work. So if you played it for broken parkour, it's still there for you. It's super good. And then
I'm sorry I did that to you.
You know, it's okay. I did Death Trap Dungeon to you. It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes, man. The last game I'll mention was a game I literally asked for. It was on my wish list. It was Limerick Cadence Mansion. That game sucked ass. All the puzzles sucked, first of all. It would be like, can you add to 10? And I'm not joking. There are puzzles could you add to 10. You know those games that you give to literal children where there'll be like 5 circles and a rod, and you have to put them in like biggest circle to smallest circle so it stacks? That puzzle was in the game 3 times.
3 times. Repeat puzzles.
Oh my! That's all they do. Like no joke, the game repeats puzzles all the time. Damn. And sometimes, like there's like these trials where Limerick, the fucking puppet, is chasing you, and you have to like go through this maze and solve 3 puzzles. But you have to solve each puzzle 3 times each. So you solve it, and you get 1 out of 3 green lights, and then you have to do it 2 more times. And it's the exact same puzzle. Wow. It's so bad. And then the game knows this because they have levers you can pull to just solve the puzzle for you. You can just be done with it. Oh my god.
That's amazing. And I wish I need to suggest that to the devs of The Witness and Quern. That they should have like some
auto-solve puzzle. Yes, dude. Okay, and to not monopolize too much time, my last 2 categories, at least on the focus of games specifically, will be on my 3 top like these games, or I guess the games that impressed me that scored higher than I expected, and then the 3 disappointments. Since I'm already talking about bad shit, I'm going to end on a high note. I'll talk about the disappointments. One of which was Limerick, so that takes care of one of them. I thought the game would be like a 6 or a 7. I gave it a 3. They reused too many puzzles. The puzzles weren't good, and overall, it just wasn't a great time. So then I'll talk about a game called Corn Kids 64, which you couldn't tell is supposed to be. I'm going to link that in stream chat here. I thought this was going to be a really fun 3D platformer, like a 3D collectathon, like Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, shit like that. Yeah. And it kind of was that, but the game literally has 2 worlds, and really one world is like an hour long. It was so short, so really it's 1 world, and there just wasn't enough depth, in my opinion. It's not a bad game. I still gave it a 6.5. I thought it would be a bit better, and I expected more worlds and mechanics from it.
So that was like a 2-hour game.
I spent 3 hours on it, and I was going for 100%. So yes.
Okay. Oh wow, man!
And how much is it? It's base price is $7, which isn't horrendous, but
$4.68 right now.
Yeah, on sale. And Tro, you'll like to hear this. My most disappointing game, so the game that scored the lowest compared to what I expected, was Persona 5 Tactica. That game was not that good. I gave it a 6 because I thought I would love it. I expected like an 8, 8.5 maybe because of Persona 1. And to be fair, I knew this going into it. I don't like the art style, this ugly ass, chibi, super deformed art style. That's fine. I knew that going in, but this game has virtually no depth. Like all the characters play exactly the same. Like it's like, oh, Joker does dark damage. Ryuji does lightning damage, but that's all the same shit. All the weapons play the same. The game is way too long for how little depth there is, and there's no good slice of life part. Like the story sucks. The combat is
like
subpar.
Mario Rabbids?
Yes, it's like Mario Rabbids.
Okay.
Where you move around in open space and you just take turns shooting enemies, but everything you liked about Persona realistically is gone, and there's no good tactical depth, and upgrading your characters doesn't feel good. So it's not bad, but it's fine, and I just expected it to be great, so that sucked. So
right, well, that's definitely a game I'm not big into those.
I know. I really wanted to mention that because I thought you might be like picking it next year. Oh my God, I should warn him. He might play it.
I appreciate that because I am a big Atlas fan. That I try to hit up all their main titles.
Thought you might,
maybe I'll just give this one a miss.
Yeah,
for sure. Thank you.
I got you. All right, and then 4 games I was impressed by. One was an old N64 game called Rocket Robot on Wheels. I guess I'll link the Wikipedia page because it's not on Steam for me to link there. This was an N64. Yo, what up, Z? This was an N64 3D platformer, a collectathon, where you play as this robot named Rocket, and you go around different like amusement park levels, collecting stuff to help repair the amusement park. And I have a soft spot for amusement park levels. But the thing that really impressed me was the physics engine that this game used to have like real physics for some of its puzzles. So things like using levers and pulleys to move things around and get momentum to launch yourself up. Or there's one part, it's a very minor thing where you get like the equivalent of like a star from Mario, where you have to break into this base, but everyone wears like orange on the top and green on the bottom, and by default you're like purple. So you have to jump into a pool first to make yourself all orange, but then you realize there's no green, so you have to mix colors to make green and only step in half of the pool, so only the bottom part's green, for example, and that part's really fun. Oh, and then there's this part where you make your own roller coaster, like Roller Coaster Tycoon, and you have to give yourself enough momentum to like make this jump happen so you collect an item, and that was really, really fun.
Interesting.
So
I've never played that one. I've seen it.
Fun.
I think I've even used the songs from it on like some song quizzes on stream and stuff
you
like
did
that.
once, and you did it right after I played it. So that was I don't know how you always know what games I'm playing, but yes,
it's always right after you played it though. You've somehow managed to always play it right before I'm
in there.
Yeah, just right in there. But yeah, no, that's exciting. I should get that a shot. Maybe
it's very fun if you like 3D platformers, and surprisingly unjanky given that it's an N64 game. So
I'll have to see if I can actually find a cartridge for it because I do have the hardware. But yeah, I'm gonna have to put that on my list.
And then shout out to Jack for this one too. He inspired me to start. Actually, he inspired me to start a lot of games this year. Besides like Disaster Report and God of War, the one I was most impressed by was Metal Gear Solid. I knew it was a classic, and I thought that like it would be good, but I thought it'd be like kind of dated. I didn't think I'd enjoy it very much. I very, very much enjoyed Metal Gear Solid. I love the story, and I love without a doubt, what I loved the most was the attention to detail in the game. And I'm not even gonna say much about it because I'd argue it's ballpark spoiler territory, but everything's intentional, and there's so many things and small things to find if you like going out of your way to really test what the game will allow you to do and what they would take into consideration. But the story is great, the voice acting is truly impressive, and I very much had fun with Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, but 1 was the first one I played, so I enjoyed it even more so than 2, just because it was my first experience with it. So next year I plan on playing 3 and 4. And now, a shout out to another person who just joined chat is Z. Z, for my birthday, gifted me another Crab's Treasure, or Crab Souls, as I like to just call it. I think most people know what that is, but I can link that in chat. This is a Crab Souls-like, and I thought I would like it, but it was even better than I expected it to be. One, it gets a huge award for being the only Souls game where I actually gave any semblance of a shit about the story at all.
Wow.
I know. The game has an actual story that you can get and understand without reading item descriptions. So that was very fun. It has some truly interesting mechanics that stand out from other Souls games, like swapping your shell. That more or less determines your play style. And some really fun bosses. It wasn't particularly difficult compared to other Souls games, but it was incredibly fun and colorful. And so I very much love Crab Souls. It was very, very good.
Nice.
Outside of FromSoft is your favorite one, is what I'm hearing?
It's up, God. It's up there with Liza P and Neos 2. I'd still probably give it. It really is. I gave it a 9, which is the same score I gave to Liza P and Neos 2. If you made me pick, I would still probably give it to Liza P. Just because ultimately I do play Souls games for the challenge, and that game had the most challenge. But Another Grab's Treasure was truly amazing, and I loved it. So, and it was nice to play a Souls game that wasn't all dark and dreary as well. So.
Yeah, a bit more cheerful. Something I can get that
Yes.
get behind that. I know Z's been hitting me up saying like, "Bro, you gotta try this. You gotta try this, bro." He's like a pusher.
It's so fucking fun.
He's
pushing on you, dude.
You get a cut from the devs the way he's pushing. It, but yeah.
And the last game I'll talk about, and then I'll turn the floor over to I think Trell is next. Actually, I lied. I have one more thing after this, but is the Silent Hill 2 remake, because admittedly, I was ready to shit on it. I was ready to expect like a middling 7 or a 7.5 because Bloober Team made it, and historically, I have not enjoyed.
Take that back.
I know you do. I'm sorry. I don't think they're bad devs, but they don't tend to make horror games that I'm normally looking for. They're generally what you might unfairly call walking sims. And I was like, oh, they're going to make it walking sim, and I don't really want that from Silent Hill 2. And from some of the early trailers they showed, I don't know what, that's actually Konami's fault. Konami showed some pretty shitty trailers early on with just janky looking combat. They polished the fuck out of it. The game looks great. It plays great. The voice acting and character modeling is all well done. The combat for what it is, even though Silent Hill 2 has never had a focus on combat, it's more been a focus on puzzles. The combat was really fun. I very much enjoyed my time with Silent Hill 2, and without doubt, my favorite part about it, and probably what it has done better than any other horror game I've played so far, is the atmosphere and especially the sound design. It was one of the few horror games I played, not including Subnautica, because that's not like true horror, that really made me feel like just stressed and on edge the whole time, especially in the later half of the game. It was very, very well done. So hats off to Bloober Team, and I will no longer immediately just in my head discount games they make because of it's Bloober Team.
I think that was a precursor, because I would agree that they do have a lot of walking sim like games.
Yes,
and I think that they kind of like if you're wanting to get good at something, this is kind of like what we were talking about before we started the podcast. Even like I feel like Streamlabs, they wanted to get good at things, so what they do, they went out and they acquired a bunch of things, right? Rather than reinvent the wheel, let me just go acquire someone that's already solved that problem. I think that they were kind of like, hey, we're good at the walking sim space, but how do we actually evolve into like the combat stuff? So they got involved with it. They got luckily picked to do something huge like a Silent Hill 2 game, but they do have that new game coming out. Was it Chronos?
Yeah, that looks really good, and I'm excited to see what they can do with their own thing now, their own IP, right?
That almost looks Dead Space like.
It does, and I love Dead Space now.
So I feel like they're now like, okay, we're starting to get into combat, so I'm excited to see where they go with it.
Me too, wholeheartely agree. The very last thing I'll talk about, at least at the moment, will just be I want to quickly go over. I played a lot of stream games this year, some janky games. I'm gonna go over some of my 5 favorite stream characters that I encountered, and then I'll be good. So, from Raw Danger, we have my boy Joshua. I think Harwell is his name. This dude's fucking hilarious, and despite everything going on with him, like my 2 favorite moments of his were there's a woman who was unconscious, and you can choose like what. Yeah, he goes, "Hey!" And first of all, you get scolded in that game for yelling "Hey," which is hilarious. But there was one part, yes, Tequila, that's what I was going to mention. There's this woman who's passed out, and you can go check on her. It's like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to like poke her? Do you want to see what she's doing? Do you want to like call her name out? And one option was sniffing. You can sniff her. And you sniff her, he just sniffs her right there in the sewers with the flood going on. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I was just seeing if you were okay. You can slap her, it's great. My favorite Joshua moment is when your character who's with you, she's not feeling well and she's tired and she wants some food, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna make some food for us. So you go make 2 dishes and you bring them out, and she's like, oh, that smells really good, I want it. And you told her you were gonna make it, and you have the option to eat both meals right in front of her face. And this mother just says, ooh, look at all this food, and he eats it all up, and she's like, oh, I'm so hungry, and he just scarfs him down. He just scarfs him down right there. So I love him.
Man, the disrespect.
It's so good. I'm gonna save her for last. So then I'll say my boy York, my boy Francis York Morgan from Deadly Premonition. He was great.
Wait to get back into that.
He was charming. He wouldn't let a serious moment hang in the air for more than 2 seconds before he says some off the cuff shit. Like someone dies, is like, you know, Zach, the coffee told me this would happen. And I'm like, dude, York, what the fuck?
My coffee told me so.
Yes. So I love York, and I was truly and honestly sad to say goodbye to York when I beat that game. That being said, I do own Deadly Premonition 2.
I was just about to say, I was like, there's a second one, right?
I do, and I bought it on sale, so that will
yeah.
hopefully make an appearance on stream next year.
And is York the character in that one, or is it somebody else?
No, it's York.
Okay.
I wouldn't have bought it if York wasn't there. So
it's not like a Frank West situation, right?
No, it is not. It is still my boy York. There's some other random ass side character, but we'll figure that out later. And then into a recent game, I'm still playing because I didn't fucking beat it. I was gonna maybe beat it yesterday, but then I got locked out. Crazy. Is my boy Dogs. Dogs. I forgot his last name. This motherfucker. Oh my god. He just. Like, he doesn't understand the concept of women. Like, no joke, a woman called my other character Elliot, and he goes, "It's a woman?" For no reason. One time, yeah, Dogs Bauer, thank you, Tequil. One time he just said something bad happened. He had my new text tone, which is, "God damn it, son of a bitch," which I thought was funny. And my favorite moment, this woman, Janine, was looking at a picture of him in a locket, just sort of fondly, and then she puts it away, and it cuts to Dogs, and he just goes, "What a bitch." I lost my shit. I was like, dude, she didn't even do anything. She didn't even do anything.
Man, you gotta love those janky games.
They're so good. All right, and to go quick, I got two more. I got my boy Briscoe from the game Tequila recommended to me. Michigan Report from Hell. I like him for two reasons. One reason is that whenever he would talk or do anything, it would lag the game for no reason, and it would distort the audio. So he made the game break more, and he would just fuck everything up. Oh, yes, thank you for that clip, to kill. If you want to see the, ooh, look at all this food clip from Raw Danger, that's what I'm talking about. Briscoe, all he wanted to do was get drunk and hit on women and lag the game, and he had a goofy-ass voice, so I love Briscoe. He was great, and I aspire to be more like Briscoe every day. He was the boom mic operator and helped me catch all the scoops.
To be like him.
Yes. And my character of the year, because I had the biggest love-hate relationship with this character, was Rio from Lifeline, which was the game I played at the start of spooky season that was voice controlled. So if you see clips of me trying to get yes, I love Rio because she was a genuinely fun character who had some good character development, but she wouldn't fucking listen to me, and she kept wasting heals when I want. Yes, Rio got number one. It was between her and York, even though I didn't say it in that order, but Rio gets number one.
I thought you started spooky season with Evil Within 2.
Oh wait, sorry. My stream spooky season.
Okay.
There you go.
You're right. My personal fuck Evil Within 2. My
Agreed,
personal
1000%.
Yeah, dude. Fuck that.
And
My stream spooky. Sorry, thank you for the clarification, Wombat. So I guess actually stream spooky season started with a game called D. That was 2 hours long. But my real spooky season started with Lifeline, and so Rio was a great character. She had some really fun and endearing moments. I enjoyed working with her as a character, but she wouldn't listen to me. She sometimes cheated at at some of the mini games we played, and oh my god, the waste in the heals, the struggles of trying to fight a boss in combat, being like, shoot, head, aim, lower leg, I can't do that, run away, and then she would just get on the floor and start twerking. I'm like, dude, but I could go on about Rio for a while, but she was a great character. I would like to give her the coveted Kerbo Character of the Year award.
Yeah, I say that as a viewer, that was probably my Twitch moment of the year for viewership. Like, that was such a unique thing to see. I had never heard of that game, nothing. And all of a sudden you're coming on there and your voice commanding, doing this thing. I was like, this is brilliant. One, the concept is freaking fantastic, and I wish more games would have stuff like that, because it's just like
fun.
the next voice.
Yes. It was a fun concept.
It was, and then the execution just made it even better. It was just so janky. That was.
Oh my god, it was.
Thank you for bringing that to Twitch, because that was honestly enjoyable.
And on that, I'm gonna end it there. But I want to thank everyone who's here now, who joined me through all my janky stream shit for the year, and even a couple people who aren't here, like so Zuka specifically, which was a viewer who even recommended Lifeline and a few other janky games in the first place. But thank you all for making this year memorable and very fucking janky and a very good time. I'm glad I found my niche for streaming. So with that, unless Wombat or Trell or anyone has some last minute questions for my games or my list, I will turn the floor over to Trell and his list. I've taken up a lot of time.
So
what was that?
I do have some
go ahead.
questions.
Okay.
So,
okay.
First of all, I saw that Minish Cap was on there.
Yeah.
So what did you think of that?
I liked it, and that was on like the short list for games that I liked more than I expected. Because historically, I haven't been a huge fan of top-down 2D Zeldas. I don't think they're bad by any means, but I often get frustrated. And I feel like they're restrictive, and it's hard for me to like move around and do things in the way that I want. Like just getting from point A to point B can sometimes be annoying to me. In that, so I will say Minish Cap is up there, right? So right now, my favorite 2D Zeldas are A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds on the 3DS. That being said,
That's
I
a great
think
game, yeah.
Echoes of Wisdom is going to take first place, but we'll talk about that next year because I'm only a few hours in. But right now, in third place would be Minish Cap. I love the art style. The art style was fantastic and probably my favorite thing about the game. I love the art style in GBA games in the first place. I love the music, and it felt really unique with the ability to shrink small and see Hyrule, or I think Hyrule and the world in a different way. And I really enjoyed that. A lot of the items you got in that game were items that you didn't see, like the Gust Bellows thing,
Right.
for example. Well, I think there were items that you don't always see in other games. Like it's not like, oh, it's the bow, it's the hook shot, it's the boomerang. It was all very different. I didn't like I can't remember what they're called, the kinship stones. I didn't like those.
Yeah,
Those were not.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't like those very much. But overall, I very much enjoyed Minish Cap. And it'll probably get booted off top 3 by Echoes of Wisdom, but it's still a commendable 2D Zelda for a form of Zelda game I don't tend to enjoy as much as the other varieties. So
How was going to the old formula of Zelda after playing the new formula?
it was tough. I mean, now, okay, going to Echoes of Wisdom was tough because I did play it shortly after I played some Tears of the Kingdom. Because again, it feels restrictive. Like I said, my biggest problem with that game is you generally only get a few warp points, if any. So if I'm on like one corner of the map, I need to get to another. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get back here. But because I enjoyed the art style so much and it felt fresh, just being able to shrink to a small blink and see different things, I think that made it enjoyable enough. But it was, a bit tough for me to go to more restrictive Zelda formats. That being said, I do still want Nintendo to keep making top-down 2D Zeldas and 3D, but not open world Zeldas like Twilight Princess and whatnot. So, yes.
you definitely wouldn't want it in the 3D style anymore of that same style.
Wait, sorry. No, I want more 3D Zeldas, unless I misunderstood the question.
In the restrictive style, if we're gonna call that restrictive or whatever, the old school format 3D.
No, sorry, I did not mean to say that. I do want more of that. I want a new Twilight Princess, like not Twilight Princess 2, but I want a 3D Zelda that is not 100 hours long and not open world, because I really like the dungeons, what the dungeons bring to that game, and specifically the items. It's one thing I've missed is items from Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, is dungeons and items. Like, yes, I can make big old mechs in Tears of the Kingdom, and yes, there are dungeons, but they aren't the same tight, constrained dungeon puzzles that I appreciate from the older games. So I do still want those. Honestly, I'm greedy, and I want all the formats of Zelda to continue to live. So
I would agree. I think that they still have a place. I do think that they need to mature in some fashion. Like, if you look at what Skyward Sword did, I think that was abysmal in the sense of what the technology was and where the gaming industry has gone. It's like treat people that like they've actually played a video game before and not be completely tutorial the entire time.
Oh my
God, repetitive in the way that it was, because it was disgusting how repetitive it was. But I would like to see probably something in that same kind of more puzzly style rather than like solve your own solution type style kind of thing, but just make it more challenging, please.
I agree.
So I do have some questions for you right off the bat. What the hell is the Pringles game?
Oh, I played that at GDQ with my boy Z. Z and I played that together. So it was really good. And then, oh my God, the guy who set up the booth came over and talked to us while we were there and started explaining all these different Pringle flavors to me. And he had all these rare Pringles flavors. Yes, from like Japan and shit. He had rare exclusive Pringles flavors. And so
did he have it on hand?
Oh yeah, he had like I think the canisters were empty, so we had the empty canisters.
He just brings the cans with him wherever he goes.
So there was a CRT. Actually, hold on? If I have the picture on my phone, I'm gonna quickly just show it up to my webcam, or maybe I'll post it in Discord or something.
He just travels around with Pringle cans to have this conversation with people.
Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on. If this doesn't work,
you guys playing that game must have made his fucking life.
Let me make sure I can see here. So I put this up here. Okay, I'm gonna put it in Discord, but you can't see shit there. I'm gonna send it to Discord. I'll put it in viewer streams. But essentially, dude, let me copy this real quick. You'll see the TV that we played on and then you'll also see all his fucking Pringle flavors surrounding. But I can talk about that while I'm doing. So essentially, it's a very short game. I'm talking like 20 minutes maybe. So where's Discord at?
What is it? PC or what is it on?
Oh, it's a Genesis game, I think, or maybe it was Super Nintendo. Okay, I'm just gonna put in new playthroughs because that's where it's suggesting me to send it first. So if you go to Trell's Discord in new playthroughs, you'll very quickly see the Pringles shrine that there it goes that this guy had set up. So that's the Pringles game. You can see some of his very rare flavors. I think I played it on Genesis. And so there's 3 levels. There's sour cream and onion, there's basil, tomato, and black pepper. And the goal is you're the Pringles head guy and you bounce around on Pringles and you want to do it without touching the floor. And if you can make it to the end without ever hitting the floor, then you get an A rank. And to be clear, all those A ranks aren't mine. Some of them are already up there. I think I got A ranks on like half levels or something. But I did beat the Pringles game. Oh, and then people kept bringing over Lay's chips, and he had to remove them because he doesn't want Lay's to contaminate the Pringles zone. So that was some big beef between the Pringles chips and the Lay's and the Frito Lay's army. So
Was he the one that set up like the game in that whole station or something?
yes, it was his game, and he just had it set up for people to use, and he would come over and talk to you when you started playing it. And you can see he has the Pringles wireless headphones. I don't know why he let the Doritos stay. I just realized there's some Doritos in this picture. Maybe he didn't want that.
It's a honey trap. Yeah.
Yes, it was. It was a super good time. I beat it in like 15 minutes. Yeah. The Doritos, I don't know why those were allowed to stay, but he tried to remove anything that weren't Pringles. So it was a big thing. It was a big thing.
That is wild, man. That's so good.
Really good.
I forgot that was this year that you went to GDQ too.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
so good.
that was. Shout out to Z for that. That was a super fucking good time. I love GDQ.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I went
That's
to
right.
PAX Unplugged this year, so we both went to some pretty major conventions.
Yeah.
Different
How
types
did you
of
like
things.
that?
It was
Well,
great. I love PAX Unplugged. It's been a bit since I've been there. Next year I might get the 3-day pass.
Oh, nice.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
But
Yeah,
I think I had one more question for you. But
Yeah, go ahead.
Do it.
Did you have something, Trell?
I was just going to comment on some of the. I feel like not exactly the same theme as what I had. 'Cause the theme of my this year.
Yeah.
And this just like teases a segue, but like how I was like trying to beat games that were unfinished on my list for 2024. You kind of went through and did like a bunch of ones that you missed out on.
Yes.
On like as a kid or whatever. So like the God of War series, and then I can't believe you missed out on Ape Escape 3.
Yeah, that was so. I beat Ape Escape 1 and 2 in the previous years, so I wanted to finish. Yeah, so you're right. Ape Escape 3 I finished this year. The God of War series, Sly Cooper. I started Metal Gear. That'll be finished next year. So yeah, sorry though. Yep.
Yeah.
No,
Those are
I
the
mean, those
two
are
that I wanted to
huge
ask
titles.
about.
Which one would you give it to out of the series? Which one was your favorite? I guess.
Good question.
Right now, okay, I need to finish 2 more Metal Gears. I'm leaning towards that right now because it impressed me so much with the level of detail that they had there. If I'm only allowed to say series that I've actually finished and that excludes that, I would say, that's close. Actually, it's closer than it should be between God of War and Ape Escape and Sly Cooper, to be honest. I would probably give it to God of War for the whole package and the story, but admittedly, I fucking love 3D platformers and collectathons, so it is close, but I would give it to God of War there.
Your list is just like polluted with
huge.
collectathons too. Like,
It is. I got
there
New
is-
Super Lucky's Tale, Astrobot, the Ape Escape 3, the Sly Coopers, if you count those as collectathons. So yes.
Cow the kangaroo. Is that am I
Cow
saying
the
it right?
kangaroo. Yeah, I think. Okay, I don't know if it's supposed to be Cow. I think it's supposed to be KO, like you're punching someone because he boxes and he has boxing
Oh,
gloves.
that makes more sense.
But I
KO.
also used to say Cow, like you said it, so I don't actually know.
Yeah, man.
Jumping Flash, yeah.
Those are not like low hour games too. All those collectathons are usually pretty big. Punches.
Binding
so-
of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac, I mean, you could technically remove that if you don't count as beating. I did beat it, but I only put that on because I got like 70 some hours in it by going for new achievements and playing a lot with my brother.
I see.
The longest games this year, let me sort by hours. I already know it was Final Fantasy Rebirth, but I can see some of these collectathons weren't crazy long. Even like 100%ing Astrobot was only 15 hours, but
Is that just built into it, or you actually wanted to go get the 100%?
I went out of my way to get the 100% because
Oh,
I wanted to
wow.
collect. Because the main thing you collect in that game is bots that look like PlayStation characters. And I won't say too many of them because I know like Jackson will play it. So I'll say something like super duper obvious. I don't think it would shock anyone that Kratos is a bot you can find. I think that's a very safe bot to say. So I really wanted to see all the different franchises that were referenced and called out in the Astrobot series. And so I have a list on my phone of franchises or characters that were referenced that I haven't played yet. And so I that's something I want to do next year is playing through these series. At least I might not finish them. It depends on if I like them. But I want to see like, oh, that's a really cool PlayStation series that they introduced me to. So for example, like in Astro's Playroom, the game that came with the PS5, that was the game that introduced me to Jumping Flash because there was this rabbit jumping around. I'm like, dude, what the hell is that? So I'm like, oh, I'm going to play that. So I played Jumping Flash because of Astrobot. And so I want to play through some other series next year. But
was it worth it? Was it good?
Oh, absolutely. I love Jumping Flash. It was super good. They're short too, like 2 hours. So yeah, I really enjoyed Jumping Flash. Or maybe they're like 3 hours, but yeah.
I would say I have not heard of Jumping Flash at all, actually, so that's new to me as well. Was Twisted Metal referenced in that?
Okay, I don't know if Jack considers this a spoiler, so I will just DM you the answer to that question.
Okay. Fair enough.
But Twisted Metal was hard. I fucking suck at Twisted Metal. I will say that.
I loved those games as a kid.
Metal, yeah,
I loved Twisted Metal. They were so dark and twisted. I probably should not have played Twisted Metal as a kid. They were so good.
Dude, I'm fucking dog shit. Like I had to play the game on easy. I was super sad.
You usually play every game on hard. Wow.
I do.
Oh my
The one exception is normally racing games and fighting games I play on easy. And I don't know if you count Twisted Metal as a racing game. It's really not. It's more of a vehicular combat. But I'm so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Twisted Metal was fun. I really enjoyed it. Who did I play as? I think I played as some like race car looking thing because I had a homing attack and I suck at aiming in that game. But
I gotta look up the character. But you guys go ahead, and I'm trying to remember the character's name.
I'm sure I don't know anyone's name really. Actually, is the thing.
Yeah. So I guess there's a few of the games here that are series that I haven't played. So like for example, I've always wanted to play Sly Cooper, but never have gotten a chance to. And there's a few games on here that I played this year, so I'll ask you about that there. And I know we're going to be talking about like our challenge games, but like from this year, and then talking about our challenges for next year. So I think I'm good. Superliminal, I was surprised that you hadn't played already.
I had not. I know. I planned on it too. I'm like, I should.
Wasn't that a game for May on one of the?
Yeah,
Secret Santa
for Secret Santa. Yeah.
I've heard people recommend that game to me too, but it was a good one.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's pretty short, which obviously is not a bad thing. It like, how long? It took me a few hours maybe, but yeah, it's pretty short, but it's fun. It's unique.
On there is a game that I played when I was a kid, The Dig. Tell me about The Dig. What did you think of The Dig?
You played that? Oh, my coworker recommended that to me. I was talking to him, and I'm like, dude, what are your favorite games? I'm going to buy them. You know, this was during one of the summer sales, I think. It's like, oh, I played the Dig as a kid. It's a point-and-click adventure.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't normally play those, so that sounds fun. Because I always like to play more genres that I don't play a lot of, which generally is like fighting games, point-and-click, and racing games. So anyway, I played the Dig, which I'll let me link that in chat too. So people know what I'm talking about. No, show me the Dig, which is a older 95 according to Steam's release date point-and-click adventure game. LucasArts game where the general premise is you and a team of about 2 others, main cast, are investigating an asteroid, and you end up going to do some fun space stuff. And I thought it was really good. And one thing that surprised me, it did a pretty good job of guiding the player without making them feel stuck.
Right.
In a way. And one thing I liked, and this is actually similar to how Metal Gear Solid plays, though I played the Dig before I played Metal Gear, was that you can call your team on the radio and they'll give you little bits of advice and stuff if you're stuck, so you don't have to look things up, which I really, really enjoy.
That's cool. It's like
and Navi. One thing yes, my favorite thing about the Dig, or actually, it might be my favorite, I like is that there are some old point and click things that are ruthless. Where if you miss something and you don't do it, you can just be soft locked, or your playthrough's just over because you missed something and it's too late. And they enjoyed the challenge. You'd have to reset your save file to fix that. Maybe that doesn't happen with with a lot of them, but it happens to a handful. And so I very much enjoyed the story of the Dig, and I thought that's some pretty fun characters. So I enjoyed it a lot. I think I gave it a 7, which might not seem super high, but for a genre I don't tend to play a lot of, I'll give 7.5 actually. For a genre I don't tend to play a lot. That was a really good really good score. I enjoy the Dig, and I'd recommend it.
Awesome. That's everything I had. I just noticed the Dig. I was like, oh, gotta ask him about that. I was planning on playing it this year as well.
Yes, it was good.
I played it when I was a kid, and that was kind of the theme of this year, but didn't sadly get to it. So, how long would you say that game is?
Let me check my Steam hours to be sure. Let's see here. How long did I play it? I played it 5.5 hours for me. And I don't know, maybe you'd be faster than me because you're more experienced with point and clicks, but it took me 5.5.
Maybe that'll be how we finish out the year.
Okay, nice. Yeah. I'd watch that. That was fun.
Yeah, I get one more in. Another one. All right, Trell.
Another one.
One more.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me ramble for like half an hour about
You're
all
good.
the shit. And not about a portion of the shit I played.
Listen, it always takes a while to get through your games because you play so many. So I think if you don't want to talk about them so much, you just got to play less, buddy.
No, I love talking about games. I love this time of year. I get to reflect on everything I played. I just feel bad sometimes I took up so much time. Oh, also, real quick, fuck Candace the Bebe too. I'm done. No, I'm good.
Did not live up to the first one.
No, it was just bad jank. It was boring jank. And actually, okay, now I swear I'm done. I'm done after this. There was a random ass YouTuber named like Blue Camel or Camel Blue. I had to live in the walkthroughs for a minute, I'm sorry to say. And he was the only person who had any actual recording of Candace the Bebe, and I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I had to watch his playthrough to get unstuck like 3 times.
Oh, wow.
But Candace Maybe 1 was good jank. Candace Maybe 2 is boring bad jank. And now I'm done. It's Trell's turn. I'm good.
That happens when you have a really obscure game like that.
It does, dude. So there's a third one that's a turn-based RPG, and I don't know if I'm going to play it or not.
You might get stuck for real.
I might. I fucking might.
So Raptor Boyfriend, is that one I should look at for VNs?
It was fun. It was short. May gave that to me as part of the Secret Santa last year. I didn't love it, mostly because I tend to prefer visual novels where there are some semblance of mini games or some more choices. And this game had a handful of small choices, but essentially all the choices turn out to be who do you want to date. So I thought it was fine. It was short, like 2.5 hours.
It's a comedy.
What was that?
How's the comedy in it? I'm assuming it's comedy based.
It is comedy based. It is fine.
Okay.
I gave it a 6.5. It was fine. It wasn't as good as I would have hoped it would have been comedy wise, given that's what it's relying on. It's more endearing than comedic. I'll say that.
Okay, interesting. All right.
So yeah, you trying to figure out how to do something in Candace the Bebe 2 reminds me of how I finally completed Grass Cutter. Got 100%. I had to reach out to the dev to ask them where a certain thing was. Yeah.
No way.
Oh my god, that's even better.
They actually replied. They're like, "Bro."
Yeah, I even sweet talked to them. Thanks for this awesome game. I'm just trying to find this one last thing so I can 100% it. And
that is awesome, hilarious. Dude, GG for you for doing that.
Yes.
That's awesome. I'd love to hear that.
So now we have Trell's list on the screen. A little bit shorter of a list.
2 columns though. Look at this 2 columns.
Yeah. I think it's that first time for getting 2 columns from me.
Yes, you were popping off this year. And some of this shit, you have so many surprise heroes I didn't even know were in the books. I didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, it's a huge font. We like increase the size font just like when you're turning the paper to a teacher.
Look
at that.
Look how many games he played that weren't on stream anyway.
I know, yeah, definitely on the cruise that I went on. Well, because I went on 2 cruises this year, one with the kids, and then we went on one with just me and Kayla, and it was kind of like, it was our 10-year wedding anniversary, so it's like finally, we never went on a honeymoon, so we were like, yeah, let's actually just go on a special trip now.
Yeah.
Since, we bought a house when we first got married, and we were just living off of peanut butter and crackers. But anyways, it was like we can actually go on a trip here, so this is nice. So before I went there, I loaded up a bunch of games on my phone. Since you're out in the middle of nowhere, you can't get any kind of reception for internet. Yep. So had a bunch of games ready to go. I would definitely call out a shout out to Dadish. That is a phenomenal series. I would definitely recommend anyone who's a lover of platformer games to check out Dadish. Just get it on your phone. And actually, they've branched out. There actually is a Dadish 3D on Steam. I might even play that one on stream
Nice.
because it's actually like the whole 3D platformer. They went from the 2D style. Now they're
That's
branching
on my
out there.
wish list. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Dude, Dadish, it was like the comedy in it is one thing, and then just the actual challenging platforming, it was another. It was a pleasant surprise. I loved that game. Enough that I went and did all three, and even the kids were like surrounding me, watching me play it in the little cabin in the cruise boat. And I was like, "Guys, go find someone else with me. I'm playing Dadish."
Playing Dadish.
But yeah, no, I thought this was a pretty good year for me overall. What can I say? The Dooms, I did 2 Dooms this year. They were great. I loved Pray for the Gods. I thought it was a janky enough thing. It scratched the itch of, Shadow of the Colossus enough. Like overall, it wasn't a fantastic game, but it was enough to at least kind of satisfy. I think they got good roots there, but it needs to be better polished, I guess, right? So
I agree. I would play a sequel or a spin-off or some other game by them, but
So I should be careful. I shouldn't say it was a great game. It was a great experience to go through it with both you guys.
Yeah.
I loved
that made it very fun.
That was very fun. Overall, it was kind of it didn't fully scratch the itch, but it got you a little bit. Before Your Eyes, I think I saw that on some other people's lists here, but Before Your Eyes was a pleasant surprise. I would say if I was going to give it to what is the most surprising game of 2024, that it would probably lean towards Katana Zero. And I'll talk more about that in a second. But Before Your Eyes was a pleasant, surprising game, actually. I did quite enjoy that one. It was a nice little short game to kind of go through in an experience more than anything.
Sure, you played that too, right?
Not this year, but in a previous year, yes. And I liked it a lot.
Okay. Yeah, what were your guys' thoughts on it, I guess, briefly?
I didn't get to play it, yeah.
Oh, you didn't?
Did you play with the true mechanic of using your webcam?
Did not, no.
Okay. That makes it very fun
on mobile as well.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That was it was kind of weird.
Easy mode.
Easy mode. Yeah. I was like, no, I'm gonna play this in mobile. That was another one that I banged out over the cruise or whatever. But I could see where it would be a bit more challenging doing it with your webcam. Is that how you played it?
I did, because for those who don't know, the main mechanic of this game, I won't spoil anything from Wombat beyond the main mechanic, is that you're living through this life, and if you have your webcam on, when you blink, it moves. It's like going through transcends times of your life. And so if you blink prematurely, either because your eyes get tired or because you get sad, it's a sad game, and you tear up, then you miss that part of your life, and you go to the next part of your life. So
now hold on. It might have actually used my webcam on my phone. I'm trying to think back.
Oh, that's true, because you have a front-facing camera, so you could have played with that if you blink it. Because there's 2 modes: you can tap or click to go to the next scene, or it can be when you blink, and you might miss things if you blink like that, which is very, very fun.
Yeah, because I remember my eyes getting watery now that we're talking about it.
Yep.
It was like early in the year. It might have been on the cam now.
It's kind of weird. Play it. That's the game we're talking about, everyone. It's a very fun way to play it, in my opinion. It's also pretty short, only a couple hours, maybe, depending on how often you blink.
I think it missed a couple of my blinks and eventually it picked up. Maybe that's what I'm remembering, but it was definitely a good little game to go through.
Mm-hmm.
What else was there on there for mobile at least? So there was Dadish, Catbird. Catbird was another platformer.
Catbird? Hold on.
Catbird was another pretty good platformer game. I would definitely pick that one up if you're also looking for something on mobile. Lucky Luna was another platformer on mobile. Man, I was living in mobile games this year. And then this one's not exclusive, I don't think, to mobile, but 12 Minutes. I played that one on mobile. That was a really good game. Probably played that one longer than I should have, because it took me a while to finally figure out the combination to get the game ended. Have you guys both played 12 Minutes?
I have not.
I haven't, actually. I wanted to ask. I was really excited by it, and I've heard some people say it's mid. So that was one of the 3 games I wanted to ask you about. So we can start with that then. Did you think it was mid? Did you think it was good and worth playing?
I liked it. I think it's going to be kind of on par with a bit more of those thriller-based games that have like a good like little niche that they hold on to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's anything completely groundbreaking or anything like that. So like if you hear people completely popping off about it, lower your expectations from that.
Fair.
But I do think it's
the premise and the story is at least solid, though, you would say?
yeah, I think it's a good little
Okay.
ride. I think it's a solid ride, a solid game, and I think you'll enjoy your time. It's not very long; it is pretty
That's
short.
cool.
So I
I
think
like
that
time
you,
loops a lot, so like that
Yeah.
mechanic in games.
those things are usually pretty interesting, and you try to figure out like what's going on here, how do I get in this predicament, kind of thing. And I think it's definitely enough to hold your attention for the length of what it is. So I just with those expectations in mind, you'll probably enjoy it. If you're thinking of like it's going to be one of the game of the year, then no, you're going to be disappointed.
It did win
I'm
a
gonna add
Webby.
that back to my backlog list then. Or I need
All
to
right.
own it, but the list of things I'll buy. Anyway, yep.
It won a Webby. So
Oh, did it?
Oh, did it?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
2022.
Nice.
Well, see, there you go. And it has some pretty solid voice acting in it because it has
Oh, I do
what's her
own
name?
it. Yeah.
What's her name from Star Wars 7? Ray.
Ray.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
okay.
what's his butt? Guy, I'm terrible with actors and actresses.
Me too.
Man, what's
Green
his butt?
Goblin
They
from
had that guy.
Yeah, we had what's his butt in it? He actually did a solid role
Wait,
budding.
is it William Defoe? Is that what we're talking
William
about?
Dafoe, thank you.
Yeah.
God,
Let's
thank you.
go.
Yeah,
Almost like
so-
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
I
There
don't
was a
know why my
firefight.
brain went there. I'm like, no, it's not him.
It's just 7 degrees from Kevin Bacon, so everybody's in it.
True, true.
What else can I say about this list? I had a beat 'em up in there. The Team NT finally knocked that one out. That one was pretty good. It was
We should have
definitely
played that together.
Did you play that one as well?
Yeah, that was my Secret Santa from Jack last year, Kabito.
Oh man, yeah. It's like well, then when it came out, I think there was a big group in Discord that went through it and played it. I think did you play
I
that
played
one,
with
Kirby?
Kayla, Stucky, Matt.
Oh, see, yeah, I missed out on that
the whole
ride.
Squad, you did, yeah.
So I was like, I do want to play it though because I do love TMNT. So I went through it. It was great. It was had like a bunch of little humor. It wasn't too long. It was challenging enough. So I quite enjoyed it. Metroidvania that I played, I tried to get like a little bit of everything in there. I think it was Guacamelee.
Yeah.
Guacamelee was freaking fantastic, and that's where it kind of like I think that was one of the things that started off my theme. My theme being for 2024 is finishing games that I had picked up or started and not finished. So Guacamelee was one of those ones because I think I played it on the Xbone originally.
Okay.
That was a fantastic game. I can't wait to play Guacamelee too. What other ones did I start that I did not finish? ODST. ODST was in there, and can I say that the Halo series is not aged well?
Thank you.
Which
I'm
series?
so glad you agree with that.
The Halo series,
Oh, okay.
I
You're
feel
talking
so
about ODST.
vindicated.
Got it.
ODST. For me, I was such a Halo fanboy back in the day. I played so much Halo,
man.
but going back to ODST, it was so fucking mid. Like, I can't. It was oh man, like the game was so empty in some places where it was just like a run simulator, and then there'd be a couple of things that you would shoot, and I was like, man, this thing just
You're
not
talking
have a lot
about the
to offer.
walking between each mission.
Yeah.
So-
the
man.
checkpoints.
The checkpoint, you don't. There's nothing that actually does like the checkpoint system in that game. And I remember this like from playing it originally. But sometimes you just have to like kind of run in circles until you say like checkpoint, and you're like,
Right.
there, I gotta save. Cool, you know. You're like, because nothing really triggers it until it's just randomly. You're like, I got my checkpoint. Cool.
Yup.
Yeah. I played Thief this year, and the open city system to get to the different missions reminded me a lot of ODST.
That is a great comparison that I didn't even think of in my mind. But yes, I could definitely agree with that because I, like you, played Thief because that was another one of my games that I started and never went back to. So Thief was actually, if I check my notes, I think it was my most disappointing game of the year.
I was going to ask you
was
that. I was going to
Thief.
ask most disappointing and most impressed by. Okay, Thief.
Even-
Fucking Thief.
even
I'm glad you
worse
guys
than
both
Home
spared me from
Defender?
playing that game.
What did you say, Wombat?
Even worse than Home Defender.
But
Oh,
did you
man,
expect
Home
Home Defender to be
Defender.
good?
No, yeah, that's true. I expected Thief, so that I would still give it to Thief, but Home Defender, I'll get to that one. Oh my god! Actually, and there's another one that's a contender for most disappointing, and that would be Lost Cartridge. Cold Read,
after
just
Lily.
because of Lily's Well was so freaking good to me that Lost Cartridge, is okay, but I was expecting another Lily's Well, so I got a little disappointed in that game. But I'll still tip it to Thief, because Thief was just so fucking mid. If I had to give it a word to say, but yeah, it's just good. And yeah, the comparison there, like I honestly wish that they just put you directly in the next level rather than make you walk to it, because there was like no point to just traveling. It was like the facade that was an open world type thing. I played a lot of co-op games this year, actually. Shout out to Sons of the Forest with Big Kerbo and Kebab. That was a fun experience. We got through that one. I think that we kind of muddled our way through it enough, because like we didn't even get all the artifacts or something like that. But then we wound up at the end in the
it ended so abruptly.
I don't understand the storyline. I'm not really sure what we did, but I saw credits, so I was like, sweet, all right. I don't know what the storyline was, but credits rolled, baby. And then I played a bunch of games with Kayla. So those were all kind of fun, just kind of going through, and it was fun finding time to actually put in a little bit of gaming here and there, enough to make my list 2 columns. Look at this.
Hell yeah, dude! You made big progress.
The worst games were all the games that you guys gave me. DTD.
Yeah, that's how I accept that. I accept that.
You didn't like The Witness?
Oh my god, dude! Let me check my notes here. So The Witness, I actually, honestly, and I would agree with my notes here. The Witness is a good game. It's solid in that it has like all these puzzly things. It's like, it's just not for me. Like those. Oh man, it's so brutal sometimes. Like, and Kirby always laughs when he sees me streaming this. Like, but like
so
when you solve a puzzle, that immediate
reward
like gratification or like reward, and then you see your reward being another puzzle. That reward goes away. That good feeling goes away.
Oh my
I'm so mad. I'm like, yes, I freaking did. Damn it, there's another one. I'm like, what? When will it end?
That will never stop being funny when you play a puzzle game and then get like more puzzles. And it's like, dude.
Like, I should have. You just won't let me have my moment in the sun. Like, I can't even get rid of the puzzle shakes. And all of a sudden, there's another puzzle on me. How would you like it if you just all of a sudden beat a boss and another one showed up? There's just more phases all the time. It's just terrible.
Isn't you like Fury? You beat a boss and you walk a bit, new boss.
But at least the walk down, it won't even let me cool down. It's just another one on top of you, another puzzle. God, and then the freaking Quernulok is the same way, and I hate May for that. God, dude. But it did bring me to the Looker, and the Looker was that was one of my favorite games of 2024.
And the Looker,
0% APR.
And see, the thing is, the Looker would not nearly be as good if it weren't for The Witness, right?
It wouldn't. If you just played that without going to The Witness, you would miss half the jokes.
Correct.
And oh man, but the Looker, it was. I think you phrased it best. It was like therapy after playing Witness. It was so good. It was so good. Shout out to Turnip Boy as well from Tony. That was a phenomenal game. I'm actually looking forward to playing the second one of that. I love the humor in that one, and I want to see where it takes it in the second one.
Yep. Nice.
And then what else did we got? I'd probably say the game that fit my theme the most of ones that I started and didn't finish, and the one that I was most excited to finish was Cursed to Golf. That game was so much fun. I love the humor in that. It was a little simple game loop, but it never really stopped getting old, to be honest. It was just I felt bad. It was just in a bad point in time where there was other games and it just kind of got shuffled around too many times, but I was finally excited to knock that one out.
Yeah, it got the
that was very fun to watch. Cursed to Golf was super good.
Yeah.
It got the DLC, the Elden Ring DLC treatment. It got the Liza P treatment. It got really shelved. It was terrible. Enter into the spooky season. Man, there was a lot of bangers in spooky season. None of them really fit my theme, but we were just going ham at it. Like Killer Frequency, Rewind or Die, Mortuary Assistant, Little Nightmares 2, Faith the Unholy, Trinity. Those were
Little Nightmares. Jesus.
I know, you guys pushed me into it, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Little Nightmares 2. That was amazing. I loved it.
I'm really glad you played Killer Frequency, because I don't know if I would have played that if you didn't. It was on my list. I'm like, we'll see. But then I watched you play a bit. I'm like, okay, that looks really good. I loved it.
does. It was so good. Like it really had that nostalgia retro kind of thing that you like.
Yes.
You're probably too young to remember those days, Kirby. You know.
Okay. I'll take that compliment. Fuck it.
But no, it was so good to like see like some of that like kind of 80s.
And it had Brian from Ponte's Pizza.
Yeah, Brian from Funny. I did a prank call from him. That was so brilliant.
Yes.
Rewind or Die with the VHS and the graininess and all. It was such a tasty thing to go through. And it had enough of that like bricky kind of jankiness and everything it was doing. Mortuary Assistant was probably one of the more scary ones that I played. That was a really good one. I'm excited to see like if that gets more updates or something like that, and then worthwhile going back to it in a later year. And Faith the Unholy Trinity was just unexpectedly phenomenal. I would point anyone to that one.
That was very good. The atmosphere, the voicing that they are like, I can't remember the name of that like electronic digital voicing was, but yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. And then there was a couple other ones that off stream that I wanted to finish, like Pokemon Arceus and stuff like that. That one was not phenomenal, but hey, we got through another lazy game. Shout out to the Pokemon team for making laziness. Then what is probably one of the longer ones? I did have, even though I had like a lot of like mobile games in here, I did have some bigger ones: Hogwarts Legacy, Tears of the Kingdom. So it was kind of good to like sink my teeth into those here and there when I could. So I did enjoy that. I didn't know, like, when we were getting ready for the stream here, I was really close, and I saw Wombat that you had posted your personal best in a year was 54, and I was like, dude, I'm close. Hold on a minute, I can beat this. And so I got up to 55. I was like, I gotta see if I can flex on you a little bit there. But I freaking trolled myself because the last game that I put into the list was damn Peppa Pig, and it has unskippable cutscenes in it. It has random cutscenes that just drops you all the time. It took me way longer. I was raged. I was livid. And because not only that, is it like to progress in the game, I had to look up the walkthrough. I was like, this is damn Peppa Pig, man. So I trolled myself on this so hard. But there were sections where you had to go into a room and go idle for like 20 seconds just to actually like get a cutscene to pop up that you can't skip, by the way, unskippable cutscenes. And then all of a sudden it was just like, I was like, how is anyone supposed to know? How is a kid supposed to play this game? I was livid. I was like, it was so good that I was playing that off stream. I was like, banging that out yesterday morning.
Sonic Mania on stream.
Oh my god, Sonic Mania! Oh yeah. Going back to the mobile games for a second. Out on the boat, Caleb banned me from playing Sonic Mania because I was like, oh yeah, Sonic Mania. Everyone raves about this game. It's really good. Let me play it on mobile. Oh my god, I hate that stupid blue freaking hedgehog, man. I hate him so much.
God.
Yeah, dude,
I love him more now.
I had to uninstall that game. I was like, no, we're not adding this to the list. Sonic goes bye, and then I got banned. She wouldn't let me play Sonic anymore. But yeah. Overall, there were some big titles and a lot of little ones on there, but I think I had a pretty good year in gaming.
I think you did, at least based on the amount of time you had to play. That's awesome.
My best performance, at least. There was a lot on there.
Yes. I have a couple questions, but first I'm gonna ask a question from Tequila. That if you did say it and I just missed it, my bad. Tequila asked a bit ago what you thought of Inside and Pineapple on Pizza. So I'm gonna let Tequila get that question in first, and I have my own.
Nice.
Inside kind of fit my theme because I had actually years ago watched the Game Grumps play that on a playthrough, and so I never felt like I had to go do it myself. But then like I also wanted. It's been a long time, so there was actually a lot I forgot about in there. So I was like, let me go play this again, and then no, it was phenomenal. Great little platformer game. A couple of things I remembered as we went through it, but I loved it, and it reminded me a lot of Limbo. If you played that kind of spooky,
Limbo. Yep.
Yeah. So no, I was excited to add that to the list. And then what was the other one? Pineapple on Pizza.
Yeah, Palma. Which I don't even know what the hell that is. I looked it up. It looked like dudes on an island doing goofy shit. I don't really know if I
won't spoil it. Everyone here should play Pineapple on
All right,
Pizza.
fuck it. Put it on the list.
All I'll say. It's really short. It's good.
All right.
It's good. I won't say more than that. Just you should play Pineapple
And
on
it's
Pizza.
free. Add to the library.
So,
Yeah.
out of this list, how many of these games did you play on stream versus off? Because I can't ask
That's
Kirby that. That's like too many to count.
that's
Uh,
really good. There's probably
I can ballpark, dude. You got like 25 ish.
that's pretty. That's like what?
Yeah.
About
I have my own list of
25%?
games that Phil was playing, and it's obviously way shorter than his true list.
Are you
So,
tracking me, bro?
well, because normally in previous years you hadn't been tracking, so I'm like, well, I just should just stay on top of it. And
Yeah, I appreciate that actually because like we'll get to this podcast and I'm like, hold on, I need to actually go like look at all my VODs and see what I played. And you're like, I got you, bro. And also you like dump it in there. I'm like, whoa, damn, man, thanks.
Yeah, my list was 29 games. That includes games that you had mentioned, like for example, I had like Arceus was on here or Donut County was on here because you mentioned you beat them on stream. I'm like, oh, I should add it.
Oh,
just
Donut
to make
County,
things
the
smooth.
game of the year for
Yeah.
2024. Yeah, Donut County was so good.
Dude. Yes. But like 20-ish. Like half your list was stream versus not stream. It seems.
Yeah, no, I would say that's probably accurate. There was quite a few that were off stream this year.
Yep.
And I did intentionally. What was the one intentional game that I really want? So I knew I wasn't going to get to Astrobot, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to just do Playroom and count it as like Astrobot. But I do want to try to push myself into being into more because I know I play a lot of like retro games and purposefully because I like to try to like hit the things up
Yep.
that I missed or whatever kind of thing. That's usually what I have on my top of my backlog. But I do want to push myself to trying to be a bit more relevant in the things that are coming up under the Game Awards or whatever.
Yeah,
So I saw Balatro in the list there, and I was like,
that was
let me
one of
hit
the two
that up.
games I wanted to ask you about. Nice.
Balatro was fucking fantastic.
It's fun, right?
It is. It's cute, fun, not too long. As a roguelike card game kind of thing, if funnily enough, as much as I bashed on it before I played it, just because I'd like to give Matt a lot of shit, is Inscription, and it really kind of fit that Inscription vibe in a kind of way too. So it was good. I did enjoy Balatro. I can see why it was ranked highly and put up for some awards.
There's not a story, but there are credits, Jack, and you can beat runs. And so we're also a bit loose. Like if for roguelikes like that, if you just put like enough time and you feel like you got your play out of it, we add it to the list. So
Yeah. I did beat it though. I rolled credits. I want full credit for doing that. I had a killer deck.
what do you remember what jokers you used or that carried you through? Or if it's easier, what hands were you playing? Were you building around like flushes, straights? If you remember.
I was doing two of a kind and
okay.
Yeah, because I had a bunch of ones that were hitting up, and then I think I had to eventually upgrade those.
I'm assuming you mean
flushes.
like two pairs or something, or
yeah, pairs.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, pairs. Because then if you even did four or something like that, or like which also helped if you like didn't have the full house, then you could at least rely on like the pair or whatever to kind of get you through some of it. So. But it was big hittings on like the doubles, and then like the jokers that I had were like the odd even combos, where if you got like extra ones like that, that was the big ones I was rolling off of.
Nice. The other game I want to ask you about that we talked about a bit before stream, I want to know what you thought of Little Kitty Big City, because I've heard that hyped up quite a bit. Not as like a game of the year blow your mind shit, but something that's actually very fun and shouldn't be just dismissed as like a mean cat game.
Yeah. Little Kitty Big City. That one I just actually did right like at the dying minutes just to help me get over Wombat's personal best, just because I want to flex on him. Because
to be a flexer.
It was honestly that was a cute little platforming game with a little.
Would you say it's a collectathon? I don't really know what you do in the game.
Yeah, there's definitely collectathon element in it. It's not like a full on collectathon, and I wouldn't say it's a full on platformer either. But it's kind of like just got elements of that sprinkled in it. Really simple game. There's no like health bar or nothing like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's just a cute little kind of game that you go around collecting and platforming. Really short. I would say it's worth checking out at least. Just if you're gonna throw an hour or two at it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah, it's short. But no, it was cute. The biggest thing I wanted to do with it was I knew that Sophie would love it, and so I was like, Sophie, sit here. We're gonna play this, and she did. She adored it. She loved watching me play. And so I think it'd be too complicated for her to play it. But no, she enjoyed watching it and was pointing out all the things that I would miss on it, because apparently I miss a lot of things when I go through games. But she was like, "You need to go collect that thing over there and that over there," and I'm like, "Oh, thanks for backseating me." Hold on. 1 second, guys.
Yeah, you're good.
Let's see.
Hi, Aiden. I don't think you can hear me, but hi, Aiden.
Yeah, a lot of so a short hike is something that we both played. I'll talk about that in mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that in my next year. I just picked it up recently, actually. I'm not super worried about spoilers, so you can still talk about it. But I'm looking forward to it.
I gotta go help Sophie out with something real quick if you guys want to. Okay, be right back.
Sounds good. I guess we could swap to your list now.
Yeah,
while
let's
then.
swap to
Yeah, that
me.
works.
That was good timing.
Womp womp.
Good timing, at least.
No, womp womp, because my list is
Oh, because your list is one
one
column.
column. Yeah, the countdown: 3, 2, 1. Right. So yeah. So this year I was actually fairly productive. Like I played 43 games. And at the beginning of the year, I thought it was going to be a whole lot more. Oh yeah, we could talk about Elden Ring DLC for a second. Yeah.
Well, we could, but I mean, does anyone in chat care about spoilers? 'Cause I do want to be. I know Jack
That's
hasn't
true.
played it in plans too. At
Well,
a bare minimum.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. I can just.
I
say
also
that.
enjoyed it a lot, and if you like Elden Ring, then this will be more of that, and you will enjoy it.
Yeah, so we won't go into specifics, Kibito. No worries.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I was happily surprised. But I mean, I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was happily surprised at how much I enjoyed it. And I ended up playing through all of Elden Ring again just to get to the DLC. Like I started over a character and got to
I
it.
did not do that, so hats off to you for that.
Well, I
That
was at
seems
I was
a
at
lot.
New Game Plus 7. Like I wasn't gonna play
That
it,
is fair.
play it New Game Plus 7.
I was
for the
only on
first
plus
attempt.
2, so fair point. Very
Yeah.
fair point. I didn't consider that.
So, but yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It was a good DLC. There were some hard bosses, harder than the OG game, I would say. But it's that some of that exploration was just like crazy, like just layers on layers of map.
Agreed.
They did a great job.
Incredibly
With that.
fun.
Yeah. It felt a lot more like OG Dark Souls, where like there was different ways you could go. It was less linear than Elden Ring, I would say. Like, so yeah. But yeah, so this year I played 43 games. Most of them were on stream, unlike Kirby and Trell, not giving the viewers what they want. I think I only played a couple games off stream. One was Thief, the other was I finished Dead Space 2 because I was at the end. It's like I've been sitting at the end for like years, and it was like right after the eye scene, for those of you who know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And the reason why is because I was ammo locked, and it was still really difficult to beat it even now, but I finally managed to do it. But I figured just streaming that last section was probably not worth it, so I just did it off stream. And then Thief, I found myself the last month of this year not having a lot of time to stream, but having a lot of like small instances here and there. So I picked up Thief and did that off stream, and I'm glad I did it off stream because it wasn't really worth streaming.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was just fine.
Yeah. It was mid for sure. And let's see.
I'm still interested in playing maybe one of the original ones, and if I don't like it, I'll just
Yeah.
stop partway through, and it will go on my wall of shame. But yeah, I'm not gonna play the one that you and Trell played. Now that I've heard what there is to hear from you both about it.
It was fine. It was just it probably didn't help that I played Dishonored this year too, right? So
That is true, and that's it's very hard to follow up in terms of stealth-based immersive sims.
yeah, OG Dead Space 2 to kill. So because I was anticipating playing Dead Space 1, but I didn't end up getting it. So because it was, it's still a fairly new game, so it's fairly pricey. Um, let's see. So the beginning of the year started off really strong. I beat on the first week of the year both my challenge games and the Path of Pain challenge that Kirby had challenged me to through points redeem. So I did. I started off really strong this year. I think the only thing I didn't get completed was my Secret Santa, from last year, which was from Kibito. That was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I did a lot of like guest star streams this year where I had somebody else in with me. So like I finished the third Borderlands. I started doing Monster Hunter with a couple people with Queen of Brambles and Erasmus and Invisible. And then I played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Goonie B, who's a really cool guy. I think you both like him. He's great. Um, and then I started It Takes Two with Gabrielle, my wife. So like a lot
Such
of
a game.
yeah, and we're only two streams in, and we got plenty left. So we pick that up when we can. So expect more of that next year. But yeah, some pretty eventful year. I was definitely more productive in the first half than the second half. But things got busy with me traveling with work and some stress, and then jury fucking duty.
Jury duty, baby.
Oh my God.
Dude,
So
best game you played.
yeah, so I guess I should add that to the list, jury duty. Um, but yeah, it was a busy year. I beat all three Spyros. I beat all three Crash Bandicoots. I know there's more Crash Bandicoots now, but um,
The fourth one's really good. If you
yeah,
like
I
the
heard good things
yeah,
about it.
that's my favorite one actually.
Yeah, cool. I finally got to play Link to the Past and beat it. Oh man, that's
Love
been
Link to the
years.
Past.
And so yeah, I kind of took a little. I mean, my theme this year was retro year, so that it makes sense why I played that. But it kind of aligned with Trell's theme of unfinished
Mm.
games because, like, you
Mhm.
know, unfinished games tend to be from things in the past. So my rule was
Yep.
like 10 years ago or more, or something inspired by retro. So we see a lot of that here.
I have not beat that game either, so I would. It still holds up.
Yeah, yeah, I
All right.
liked it. So Short Hike, Charles and I both played. Short game but fun. Like I enjoyed it. I
Agreed.
actually went back and completed it later
Of
on
course
in
you
the
did.
year. So that's 100%. I only completed 18 games this year. The rest were all just beaten. So and I was finally able to put on Hollow Knight the coveted uh, mastered sticker because I beat hey Misnomer.
What does Master Sticker do?
So the master sticker means that I've mastered the game. It's one. There's only one other game two other games I've put it on. Legend of Mario: Ocarina of Time, and
Okay,
then
obviously.
Breath of the Wild because I did the map. So it's when you
Yep.
go above and beyond and complete every aspect of the game. And since I've gotten Parthenon 5 in Hollow Knight and Path of Pain, I could finally say that I've done it all. So because I have all the
Okay.
achievements and stuff.
And it's like kind of like your own personal achievements that you
Yeah.
wanted to do, if like maybe even outside of the game, like the map, for example. That's where you get the
Right.
master thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any other games that you have cooking that you have a master thing for? Or
Tears of the Kingdom.
I was gonna say, if you
Okay.
count that, yeah.
I've already done the map. I just need to beat the game. In fact, I stopped playing it the year it came out to finish the map, and I did that earlier this year. But since my theme next year is, and I'll reveal that a little bit,
Yep.
I figured save it till then and start off the next year with it. So 2025, I'll be starting with Tears of the Kingdom, or maybe the challenge games that we get from each other, whatever. So we'll figure it out. Actually, Trell, before we completely move on to me, what was your game of the year and what was your least game of the year?
Oh man. Game of the year for me would probably have to be uh what would I say on my notes here? It could be Katana Zero, to be honest.
That game was so good.
That game was really good. I don't know, I wasn't expecting it to be that good. I mean, there's other things I could say too, like Doom, like both of the Dooms, like 2016 and the latest one were both great as well. They could probably be up there. But honestly, like just because I went in there so unexpectedly and it hit so hard, Katana Zero was an amazing game. That could
be. Did you put it on mobile? I don't remember if you said that.
I tried on mobile first.
Oh, okay. I was like, that seems like it'd be tough, to be honest.
It was dog shit on mobile.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But like for something, there was like something about it that really just kind of like in the first few minutes of the game, I was like, this looks like it'd be good though. So and then I got it on Steam on PC and I played it on there, and it's just night and day difference. All of a sudden, I was like, wow, this game is amazing.
Yes, so, I loved it. I'm glad you liked it too. I think it was like a few years ago for me, but it was super good.
Yeah, I really liked it. Obviously, like this wasn't one of the ones that I beat, but Elden Ring as well was just probably it's phenomenal, and I can see the DLC. It's only DLC; it's not a full-fledged game. Just want to clarify that. But that's been an amazing experience, and I hopefully will wrap that up here shortly into 2025. Hopefully, that's not going to drag out much longer. And then the worst game, Sonic Mania. Fuck that blue hedgehog, man.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of already said it, so good to have it official. Yes. Okay, so let's see. Games that pleasantly surprised me. Axiom Verge was pretty cool.
I'm glad. I wasn't sure if that would hit as much as I wanted to. So
yeah,
it looks good.
I really liked. Let's see. What are some?
Blasphemous. Was Blasphemous good?
Yeah, I liked Blasphemous a lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Braid wasn't as entertaining as I thought it would be. It's from the same creators as The Witness.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a puzzle game, isn't it, or is it more platformer?
Yeah, it's
more
a puzzle,
right?
Puzzle platformer,
but not as good as The Witness then.
No, you have the ability to rewind time.
Interesting. Is there
more
more
of a story?
What?
I got. Would you say there's more of a story? I
would say there's less of a story.
Really? Fair enough. I mean, I've played it. It's been a while, but
it's linear, and there is like a story element to it, but it really isn't clear, and it really isn't focused on it.
This could be arguable, but is there more variety in the puzzles than just the screen puzzles in Braid?
It's a different type of variety, but it's the same type of variety, if that makes sense. As in, like, it's a different type of puzzle, but that puzzle is the whole game.
Okay. I feel like you just answered it with a puzzle, and I'm not happy about that. But
solve it to understand what he means.
Guess you'll have to play it, buddy. Yeah, there's a few aspects to it that you get like ability wise. So it does mix it up a little bit, but I would say that arguably that's the same thing with The Witness. There's a few different types of things that you learn about to solve the puzzles. It's just not screens, it's platforming instead. So it's different in that way. But give me 1 second. I gotta let Benji out.
Yep, you're good.
Problem. Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3, and the Spyro 1, 2, and 3 are both on there.
Good.
I have those. I like it because they came out with the remastered or whatever on those. So I do intend to try to go to those. And now that I got I was saying this before we started the stream, but now that I got my console streaming work, because I got the Elgato hooked up, I had to get like some extra drivers and all this other kind of crap, stuff I never originally had to do when I was working on the Dino. But since it is like a legacy Elgato product now, I was like, oh, I had to get all this extra stuff, but I got it working, so I might be able to do those Spyros and Crashes. I'm excited for those ones.
So
yes, I love watching that. But yeah, sorry, go ahead, Wombat.
You're good. So I think the most enjoyable things for me was the OG series, like Spyro and Crash.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
So perfect, yeah.
That's exactly.
Was it your first time playing those, or did?
So Spyro, yes. I didn't own a PlayStation growing up, so I only got to look enviously at others. I did play Crash on a cruise ship when I was a kid, the first one, and beat it. I was like 11. So it was a very long time ago, and I remembered little to nothing about it. But and it was it was redone, so
Yeah.
it looked a lot different. So it didn't really trigger a lot of memory for me. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I would say I like Spyro more than Crash. Um,
Okay. Yeah. I
Same here,
totally agree there.
100%.
because that's more my play style, right? Like the runners not as for me. Um, let's see. Katamari is something I always wanted to play growing up, and I
Goofy-ass
finally got to
game.
play it. It was actually less satisfying than I thought it would be.
Okay.
Like
What did you expect? I guess to me, it was exactly what I expected, which is a
it
very
was
short
what I
and sweet-
expected, but
yeah.
it was less
Okay.
satisfying than I anticipated. If that makes sense.
Okay, no, I can get that.
Yeah.
I've never played them either. I think I get the general concept where you just roll things up, right?
Mhm.
For some reason, I always link that in my mind to Pikmin style games, even though I feel like they're completely
Yeah, they're
different.
different,
Maybe it's
but
just
I
like
get it.
artwork, or
Yeah.
maybe it's the artwork or style of it or
It
something.
was
like you
weird.
start small in a big world, but
Yeah, I don't know. For
it
some
was
reason, that's
weird.
always linked in my mind.
I'm glad I played it, but yeah. Fear 2, I know that was asked about by Tequil. Fear 2, I enjoyed. I think I like the first one better, but it was fine. Yeah, it was, it didn't stand out to me as much as one did.
okay.
But it was, yeah, I'm glad I played it. Rain World was something that a lot of people had been asking me to play for a while. That
I
one
think I've heard of that one.
is an interesting game. There's a lot of AI environment in terms of like they have a pretty intricate ecosystem going on, and things are moving despite what you're doing. But it was some of it was very there was a little bit of jank in there.
Oh,
And then
thank you say.
ultimately, like I thought I enjoyed it, but I also was glad to have been done it. It was a journey, you know what I mean? Like I was like, yes, I beat it. I'm good. I don't have to. I can move on to something else because it took a bit for me. So yeah, it was good. Let's see. I replayed Portal 1 and 2 so I could complete Portal, and then also I played the co-op with Erasmus. That's another guest star stream I did. I did a lot of multiplayer stuff this year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Fun way to change it up. I was going to ask you actually if you had played those before, and it was just kind of replaying.
I played
Okay.
both before. I didn't remember much of the co-op, so that was fun to play again.
Okay.
And Erasmus had never done it, so it was nice in that way. Some surprise likes. I was surprised at how much I liked Still Wakes the Deep. It was fairly short. It reminded me of like Layers of Fear on an oil rig.
Oh, I think I know that game. Okay.
Or sorry, Layers of Fear. Is that correct? Layers of Fear? Yeah, Layers of Fear.
Yeah,
Walking sim thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I was surprised at how much I disliked Thief.
Thank you.
Haha.
Feel vindicated.
Oh, To the Moon. To the Moon made me fucking cry at the end.
That game's very
It
good.
was so
To the Moon.
good.
Yeah, it's an RPG Maker narrative game. It's not an RPG to be clear. It's just made in RPG Maker.
Okay.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I saw Kirby. You played that too. You
I
enjoyed
did.
that.
Did you cry as well?
I teared up. I didn't like bawl or anything. Yeah, I cried, but I wasn't like sobbing. But it is a very sad and touching story.
Yeah.
Oh
very
shit.
touching.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Add to wish list. There we go.
It's good.
Surprise hit the ball.
Okay, I was gonna ask. That was one of my few games. It was good. The
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah, it was fun.
The ball.
The ball.
I watched you play some of it, but I didn't see too much of it, mostly because I was always asleep. But
Think of it like Portal, but with a ball instead of a cube.
okay,
In fact, there's a
Right.
Portal. There's a Portal extra content where you basically go through Portal levels and they riff on Portal. It's really funny.
Okay.
It's not the most polished game, but it was fun to go around in a ball and solve puzzles with a ball and solve puzzles. It was fun.
Mhm.
Um,
Puzzle games, I swear.
Yeah. It was puzzly, but like you get to splatter things with the ball and stuff like that. It's great. Yeah. Yeah, any games that you have any questions about?
Yeah, how is Gleam Light, man?
Oh my god, you ass.
Well, I think I started off 2024 with it, right?
You did.
Was it that early?
Yes.
I started with Gleamlight and then Axiom Verge next. So, yeah, Gleamlight was weird, man. It was super weird. It had the potential to be good, and it wasn't.
And it just was.
They just
At
decided,
least it was
nah.
short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was relatively short. I believe I did complete it though. Let's see.
I think you did.
Yes,
I thought you did one
completed
stream
it.
and you
I
beat
did
it,
not
and you did one
beat
more stream to
Axiom
finish it
Verge.
out.
Yeah, so Gleamlight kept having more endings. Like there was more things to do afterward. So like
Yup.
you play through the game and then you play through it backwards and then some weird things happen. It was really weird.
It wasn't as busted as I thought it would be, which is good. I'm glad it was actually playable.
Yeah. Yeah, it was busted in some ways but not in others.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was shorter than I thought it was based on what you gave me. But I could see I think you delivered what you wanted to. So
Yeah. Yeah. It was good. I think there's. Well, it's sad because I feel like it's a good starting point. That I think they just need to iterate
Yeah.
on it. But I feel like at this point, this is it mostly negative or something like that. I think they just abandoned it at this point.
Yeah, I
but-
think so too.
yeah, I liked Axiom Verge. There was some interesting things about that, and that was the one with guns, right? That you have a whole bunch of different types of guns.
Yeah,
to do
it's
different things.
Metroidvania. Yeah, a whole bunch of different guns that you get. some
It really
sci-fi
feels
elements
like
and stuff.
half this list is from last year. Like it's been so long.
Because of how long? Because you did everything at the beginning of the Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. You're very front heavy in the year.
Because like To the Moon was my almost only game in August.
Oh man, yeah.
And
Okay.
then yeah, so like To the Moon, and then Spooky Season was kind of like the rest of a lot of this list. Amnesia the Bunker I really liked. I think it's I like it more than, so I think it's for worst to best. Machine for Pigs is the worst. I would say The Bunker and Dark Descent are tied for second, and then I liked Amnesia Rebirth the best.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
I've still only played Dark Descent.
so
Same. That's the only one I've done. I think Machine for Pigs is the second one, right?
It is. And then Rebirth and Bunker.
Is it your
Into
worst
third.
because it's actually not great, or is it just because it's not as good as the others?
I'll let you find out.
Okay, fair
I'll let you
enough.
find out. I would like you to, because my opinion might be very different from yours, so I don't want to
Sure.
sell it short. But I didn't enjoy it as much as the other ones. And
Okay.
now it being the worst doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad game. It just means that I liked it less than the other ones.
Yep.
So
Okay.
yeah. Let's see here. Any other questions for me? Feel like I liked Pray for the Gods more than both of you did.
You definitely liked it more than me.
It was rough.
I
mean, I
was
did
not
like the
able to
experience of it,
100% it,
though.
unfortunately. There's just some things that are a little
No,
too
100%.
Yeah.
Trash
Just-
game, bugged.
I
Dude,
mean,
I
that's
won't
honestly
show it
why
too
I
much.
couldn't beat the 100% is because of some bugs. Yes. So
Right.
So, Borderlands 3, have you played the prior, or did you just jump into 3 like you did Dark Souls?
well, the last couple of years I've reported on the other two Borderlands
You
and
have?
the
Okay, I haven't-
pre-sequel. So yeah, Borderlands 3 was finishing out the series. There's still a few DLC that Jaeger and I can do, and then also Tiny Tina's. But
Okay, you should play Tiny Tina's. That's good.
yeah, so we played the DLC for Tiny Tina. I think that was in the second game. Yeah, and we enjoyed
Okay,
that.
to be clear, just for trial, the DLC of Tiny Tina's in Borderlands 2 is significantly better
It's very
than
good.
Tiny Tina's standalone game.
Yeah,
Dude, Tiny, you had fun playing Tiny Tina with me, remember?
I had fun playing with you and Kayla. I didn't have fun playing the game.
Oh,
my
ooh
God.
la la.
trash ass
Oh,
game.
Tequila.
Tequila did have a question for you if you didn't already see it.
Question.
Yep.
So King's Quest 7. King's Quest is a series that I grew up on. Specifically 5 and 6 are the sweet spot of King's Quest. 7 came out, and I started playing it as a kid, and I never was able to beat it. So it was nice getting into it as an adult and actually getting to beat it, figuring it out. As an adult, I'm a little bit more processy.
Mhm.
It was not as good as I would say 5 or 6, but it was still fun. It was an interesting back and forth. Oh yeah, Borderlands 4 got announced.
You're in good.
Is that
You're in
next
good
year or
pace
the
for
year
that one.
before? Or year after that? Oh yeah, so I had some good RNG as well in King's Quest 7. So um, yeah, I like the rest of the Borderlands as well. I actually I'm glad that I played them with somebody though, because I first played Borderlands 1 by myself and
Yeah.
couldn't get into it. But once I started playing it with a friend, uh, I enjoyed them quite a bit. So, especially
Good.
someone who was really passionate about the games and knew
Yeah.
everything about them, it got me hyped too. But yeah, King's Quest. I liked King's Quest 7, just not as much as some of the other King's Quests. Um, the art style is a little bit more of a departure from the others, so I think that was part of it. Um, and it's separated into chapters instead of one full game. There's 7 chapters instead of like there's still chapters in the games technically speaking, but oh yeah, Psychonauts. I like Psychonauts a lot, and I've heard the second game's even better.
It is
Um,
even better.
so
No,
yeah,
let's say that.
Psychonauts
It's
was
your
really
question. The
cool.
second game's even better.
I like Psychonauts so much I completed it. So and that one was a little bit difficult. It was a little tedious because there's a lot of collectibles in
No,
Psychonauts.
hold on. You complete a lot of games. I don't really know if that carries a lot of weight. Like I liked it so much, I completed it because you completed Grass Cutter, and I know for a fact you did not
Oh
like
yeah,
that game.
I didn't want any question about it not being finished in any way by you. No,
That's
yeah.
really
So
funny.
and I was close enough. I was like, I can knock this out. I want this. I want to be able to delete this from my computer forever. Yeah.
Oh,
So
right.
yeah, I mean, I do complete a lot of games. I do like to tick off that box. I try and keep a Steam completion percentage of around 72%. I'm trying to get up to 75,
75 is a good number.
but I don't think I'll ever get there. I used to sit at 68 for a long time. I'm up. I was at 672 for a while, but this year brought me down to 71. So
Damn.
yeah, the key is to make sure that you knock out as many games as possible completion wise. But like, there's a lot of games that I haven't finished, like Monster Hunter World. I started, but it's definitely not nearly done, and I only have 16 of 100%, 16 achievements out of the 100. So yeah, um, so we'll see. I'm happy it's over 70. I'll put it that way. But yeah, there are plenty of games that like I'm like, no, I'm not gonna complete that. That's just too much. Um, so I see Trell tagging Grass Cutter on my stream. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Kirby.
It depends on the game. I did 100% Psychonauts 2, if that means anything. But yeah, I normally, with going off the how long to beat categories, I'm normally in the main plus extras. It's rare for me to do 100% of everything, especially because there's going to be some random achievements I don't want to do. So yeah, I don't typically 100% games unless I very, very much enjoy them. But it's also rare for me just to only do the main story. I'm normally somewhere in the middle. If I love it though, like with Another Crab's Treasure, with Psychonauts, with Astrobot, I will 100% them.
Nice.
Shut up. This game, how many games did I 100%? I didn't 100% Metaphor. I didn't 100% Final Fantasy.
He doesn't like them, confirmed.
I don't. They're ass. They're straight ass. I do fuck 5 Nights at Freddy's. I haven't played. Okay, I haven't beaten that game. I've played it. It's so boring.
How was the Quarry, Wombat? Was that another game you played with someone on stream?
No, I played that by myself because y'all played them all together. So I
I haven't played the Quarry at
I
all.
Oh, you
played it
haven't?
with my boy Paul, but Trell hasn't played it. Yeah.
I
no.
should have just played it with you,
Trell and
Trell.
I play the Dark Pictures games.
Damn.
That's our thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind playing it again. I was talking it up with Gabrielle and seeing if she'd play it, but I don't think she will. So, like, if you want to play it next year, let me know. I'm in.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you know. It might be one that maybe I talk Kale into. We'll see.
That's fine too. Yeah, feel free. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. Nothing. I mean, some of it was a little predictable, but I mean, that's kind of true for most of those, right?
Yeah. You know it's going to break on you when you're sitting there getting man of Medan, that thing.
Man of
Son of a
disaster.
bitch. Please fix your games. Fix them. Stop making games without fixing the old ones, damn it. Jeez.
So good.
Yeah, we talked about Shadow of the Erd Tree, but I enjoyed that. Ghostbusters the video game was something I started a long time ago and never finished. It was basically the plot of what the third movie would have been if they were able to make it. But they never did, so they turned it into a video game. And then all of a sudden Ghostbusters came back like years later. So and they had to make a whole new script. So I know I have 2 amnesias on there. Machine for Pigs, I was just very close to completing it, so I just did that real quick and got another playthrough in my belt. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like I played more than what's on the list, but obviously
But the list
that's
is the
not-
list.
The
I
list
mean,
is the list. I think it's because there's some games that are carrying over into next year.
that makes sense.
But I really wanted to have more completion done around Halloween. I didn't get as much as I wanted done.
Mhm.
And then November was pretty shot. I only pretty much played Monster Hunter in November. And then in August, I pretty much only played Borderlands 3 or To the Moon. So, like, there's a few months in there where I was not very productive because of life. So...
Thanks, life.
But I'm glad that the
Yeah.
first half of the year was so productive so that it could carry me. It was still one of my most productive years gaming wise.
That's awesome.
So backlog wise, I have a score of 14 games on my backlog positive. So that's a net positive for my backlog this year.
There we go.
Which is tied with 2022, which was my most productive year ever. And this also means that's the 4th year in a row where I've decreased my backlog instead of increased it. So that's a success in itself. I added
well done.
24 games to my library this year. And I, beat 42. So, there you go. 2023, I only had a positive of 2, so just to give you the
over-under.
over-under. And if I do that again next year, then I'll overtake the amount of years that I've positively. So, like, my first 4 years tracking things on Backloggery, I had a negative 29, negative 41, negative 192, negative 31.
Negative 192.
Yeah,
Holy
because
cow.
there's Steam sales in 2020 for the
Yup.
for the wildfires and then for the COVID relief that added like
Yep.
247 games.
Mega bundles.
And then I mean that was my most productive year with 54 games. So I was able to reduce that to 192, but
Right.
yeah, I still need to like undig from that, right? So
Yep. Real quick, I'll be right back. I want to refill my water
Sure.
before we
Cool.
move on. So I'll be right back. Yep.
So yeah, I would say the game of the year for me. Since Shadow of the Erd Tree is not a game, I would say I really liked Half-Life Black Mesa, the redo of that, but it's probably got to be the Spyro series, since it's the Reignited trilogy. I can count that as one game.
Okay.
I would probably say it was Spyro.
I mean, Spyro is a top tier thing. I can see why. Is there a particular one that you liked more than the others?
At this point I can't remember, but I think it was 2. I think Spyro 2.
I think there's like a couple new, if I remember right, because I haven't played the remastered or remake ones, but if I remember right, there was like a couple new features or like interactions, or maybe there was even like companions that you.
In 3, there were companions.
Okay, maybe I remember that one. Yeah, I felt like 1 was great just because it was like, you know, the intro and the OG and et cetera, and you can't say good things about it. But like I just remember 2 and 3 felt like actual decent sequels where they added to it rather than just being like more of the same kind of thing. No, it was good.
I really like To the Moon. When a game gets you emotional like that, that's when it gets like a 10 for me. I got really into it and really enjoyed it. So I would say those are the 3. I would say Spyro has more to it and was a longer game, so it gets the edge. But ultimately, yeah, I would say that. And then I would say least favorite. I really want to say Gleamlight, but it's probably gotta be Thief. And I didn't even play that on stream. So I really enjoyed Dishonored. I actually didn't mention that one. I played Dishonored in November, and I really enjoyed Descent. Descent is a flying game from like the 90s where you're in space. That game was fun.
I played it with my dad a lot.
Yeah, so I played that a lot as a kid. I forgot how long that game was. It's like 20 levels long.
That's way longer than I thought.
Yeah. And there's 2 others I own but haven't played, so maybe someday. But yeah, it was good. But I wouldn't say it's in my top, or it's in the mid. You know, it's in the middle.
Dishonored hasn't aged too poorly. It still holds up.
I mean, it was fun. It was definitely not my favorite of this year, but it was fun. So
okay.
Look. Hey, thanks for the follow. Who was that? Misnomer.
Our brother. Yeah.
I hope Majora's Mask is treating you well.
He just beat Woodfall.
Nice.
Oh man, I missed that game.
Do you now?
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite Zelda. Even now, I think I like that one. There's something about like the eeriness of it and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's just rampant with jank, but you know, the good jank. It's the good jank in there.
All right, so I guess that's games for us, and we've kind of ranked things. So what do we want to do next? I guess it's time to reveal our themes for the year, and then move into the other side of why you're all here.
Yeah.
All right, so my theme for next year is the long haul. So my goal next year is not to be super productive, but to play long games. So in doing so, I only have bought 9 games this quarter. So that way, my plan is to play 12 long games and have a month to complete each one of them. Some might take longer, some might take less. I might need a break and play some smaller games in between. But that's my goal. So like things like Disco Elysium and God of War Ragnarok and Tears of the Kingdom, and Wisdom, the new Zelda game, Echoes of Wisdom. Those are all on the list. And
Tears of the Kingdom, you got a good leg up on already.
Yeah, I'm already halfway through, so I think I have a month left in it. Hopefully.
Okay.
It might be more. It's probably more. The first half took me about 2-3 months. I think I got to August. I was like, I gotta stop and play something else. Sorry, everyone. Yeah. So
do you have all 12 games lined up then?
I'm still working on a finalized list. I think I'm going to disregard The Witcher 3. I think I need a whole like half a year for that.
that could ruin your whole outcome. Yeah,
so
a good one.
So I'm still debating between a few. But if you have any recommendations, looking at my Steam library for longer games that might be good for me to play, please let me know. I'll
Your
link my
Persona 5 is
backlog
really good.
in chat. I don't have that, so unfortunately, that's not helpful. Thank you, though.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's a helpful thank you, though.
So there's my backloggery for those of you who would like to look. What about you? You two? What are your themes? Kirby, you don't usually do a theme, right?
Skip the trail. Yeah, I have no theme. My theme
His
is to
theme
play
is no
video
theme.
games. Yes,
Your
my theme is no theme. I'm
Yeah.
going to play whatever video game sounds fun, and I'm going to enjoy it like always.
For this year, it was like a tease of like doing console streams kind of thing, and that's going to be like this. I'm still going to have that in it because this kind of fits. So my theme is I'm going to do nothing but bangers. Is what I want to do. So I'm going to try to hit up. I'm going to try to hit up everything that's overwhelmingly positive or it just has like a outstanding reputation, and I just want to knock out a couple of big heavy hitters that I've put off long enough, and I just want to like I'm talking like maybe even whole series and just bang out a couple of the. So I expect big things in 2025 from me.
Okay, I like that.
I
Nothing.
hope I don't get disappointed.
Bangers.
Nothing but bangers is what my theme is. I want it could be console on Steam or whatever. I'm just gonna try to hit up some big heavy hitters.
So it's not like if it's on Steam, is it like are you going for very positive and up, like mostly positives? Get that shit out of here. Or maybe even just regular positive. It has to be very positive or greater, essentially.
Essentially, like it,
Okay.
or like the it just has like a reputation. Like I mean, what's one? I don't know if this is going to make the list or not, but like God of War Ragnarok that you just mentioned. You know, I hear nothing. But
Are you going to
positive
play
for that.
all the first God of Wars leading up
See,
to
that's
that?
where I don't know if it would make the
Okay.
list because it's got that prereq on it, right? So
That's big. I get you.
So
At the very least, you need to play 2018 first. You would be forgiven if you didn't play 1 through 3, but yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe I do shortcut it that way, but there's like I think there's enough overwhelmingly positive things out there that I could probably like maybe even just make that the bar. But then like if we're just like now that consoles kind of opened up to me again too, there's quite a few console games or even series that I need to tackle. So I'm expecting there to be no flops. So hopefully we don't get any big.
Okay.
Big,
So
I like that. Nothing but bangers. Okay.
Yeah. So alternatively, is it's either nothing but bangers, TM, or no flops, right?
Yeah, no flops.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Now I'm really excited for next year when we get to hear about your most disappointing game of the year. Like, man, I thought we were gonna do nothing but bangers, but this dude snuck in here.
I know. Look at this big old wet fart that just sharted everywhere. So good.
Oh man, that's funny. I like that. Okay, nice.
Cool.
Nothing but bangers.
All right. So, do we want to go into gifts?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll start talking about 2025 in
Okay.
general. So I guess first of all, do we want to do the game that we're all going to play together and discuss?
Yeah, sure.
that?
Let's do that first. Let's do that first.
Yeah.
So we looked at our libraries and looked at what we all three had in common. And there was only a couple games that we all own.
Yeah.
Let's see, what are the?
I'll link them in chat.
Okay. And
That's
maybe,
one of them.
Maybe chat can help us out.
Which is
Yeah.
already on my back. No matter what, I'm playing that because it's already been on my backlog. And the other game is this. We narrowed it down to these two.
Yeah, so Indigo Prophecy and Blue Fire. So Blue Fire I actually picked up from a Humble Bundle. I bought something else and got Blue Fire for free from it.
Okay, nice.
So that's the only reason I have Blue Fire. And then it looked like something that I'd want, so I redeemed it.
Yep.
And then Indigo, I know nothing.
Indigo
about.
Prophecy is one of those Quantic Dreams choose your own adventure games, but apparently it's janky as shit. And so I'm gonna play it.
The good jank.
I would say because we didn't enjoy Pray to the Gods so much.
Was it just me? I think you guys at least enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the experience.
Okay.
It was okay.
Okay.
Let's do Blue Fire. What do you think?
Fine by me.
I'm down.
Because then I'll play both these games. So
Yeah,
like I said, I'm already
exactly.
playing Indigo Prophecy. So
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to make it convenient for you. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's only a very positive, but I hear a lot of good things about it, so I'll say that counts for my themes.
It's got
All right,
the
all right.
recommendation from a couple people here, and then Fahrenheit Kirby's already doing so.
yeah, I'm gonna play it regardless. So
Nice. All right, so Blue Fire is on the list for next year.
All right, cool.
Definitely not a
I like
long
it.
haul. I think. I think it's
no,
under.
it's 10 hours.
Okay,
Even if you go
yeah.
for completions, apparently it's 13.5.
Nice.
But that's good because we don't want to have too much shit going on.
Right.
So
For sure. Yeah.
yes.
All right.
And yet, for that Quantic Dream game, man, I'm expecting you to have the same reactions as Detroit, Kirby. Are you going to stream that game, or
I'm gonna stream it. I am gonna stream
Okay.
that one. That one's a
Okay.
janky one, so I will be streaming it.
Yeah, if it's janky, I was like, it fits there, but also just because it's like Detroit or something. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I want to see your reactions, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. Yeah, just because Jack was just asking about it, probably within the first couple months. Like I'm gonna beat Blue Stinger, probably in like 2 streams ish, and then I might have 1 or 2 other games ahead of it. But then I'm gonna start Indigo Prophecy, so that'll be in the first few months of the year. I'll start that. So yes.
Excellent.
So yeah, very good. If it's time to assign our challenge games, as a gesture of good faith, I will go first.
Okay.
Oh,
That way, because I don't want Charlie to be like think I'm like saving some dog shit for him. I will go first. And so, is it time for that, or do you want to do something else
Yeah,
first?
go
I want
ahead.
to put
Yeah,
that on
we're
there.
good.
Okay. Charles, so I have 3 options for you actually that are good
Go.
and 1 bullshit, but I have 3 good ones for you that I do think all of them literally I think could contend or could fit into the Nothing But Bangers theme. I'll say that. And so
okay.
I'm gonna give you very vague descriptions and see what you want. And like nothing about the game, but what I mean by that is, so option 1 is a game that I've played personally. I know it's great, and it's the game I'm most confident you would also think is great. So that's what option 1 is.
No,
Option
man.
2 is a game I've still played. I'm less confident what you'll think about it. I don't think you'll think it's like trash or garbage, to be clear. I think that you think it's a good game, but I don't know if you think of it as much of a banger as I have. But it is a classic that I think a lot of people hold in high regard. And the third game is a game that I have not played yet, that is on my list to play for next year, but I am confident that it is held in high regard, that I also think that you would like. So it's a game I'm going to play but haven't yet. Do any of those 3 stand out? And I will assign you one of those as the first pick, and you can of course veto it.
Okay. Can I hear the is it, are they all on, they're all on PC?
They're all on PC. They're all on Steam, especially. I stuck with that. They all fit into the sub 20 hours, of course. So yes, not gonna, if you want me to quickly go through them again. Option 1 of the game I have. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what are the reviews?
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, let me tell
of
you
each
that. Let me
one?
tell you that. Let me go to Steam here. I had them all pre-opened.
Okay.
So game 1, let me get game 2, and let me get game 3 here. So game 1, the game I've played, I know you would like as well, is currently sitting at very positive with 92%.
Okay.
Game 2, the game that I have played that take me to the normal page. The game that I have played that I'm less confident in what you would think, but it is considered a classic and held in high regard, is sitting at 89%.
Okay.
And the third game that I have not played that I think you would like, and I think I would like as well, that I'm going to play this year, is currently sitting at 85%.
Okay. So it kind of degrades. Okay.
It does degrade, which was not intentional. I didn't purposely list them in that way.
Sure.
So yes, if you want, I can give you the Metacritic scores instead, if you prefer that to Steam reviews, if you want to know the critic values. But actually, I will do that. I almost said the name of the game, just saying, oh, like it's not The Quarry, but I was like, oh, like The Quarry is this. Okay, on Metacritic, the first game has an 87.
Okay.
The second game, let's see here, has a where is it? Just show me it. Has a 95.
Whoa.
Yes, which is significantly higher than its Steam score. And then the third game has about the same as its Steam score at an 85. So that's like on the same on par. So the second game is significantly more loved by critics. The first game is less loved by critics, and the third game is the same.
All right. I'll as a gesture of good faith, I will trust that you know what I like, and I'll pick the first one. How about that?
Okay, the first game then. If you don't like it, I'll be
you're not
shocked.
gonna dick me, right?
I'm not. I'm gonna link it in chat right now. It's going to
Good faith. Good faith.
the first game that would be Blasphemous 2. You've played the first game, you
Nice.
liked it.
Okay.
I played it
Cool.
myself last year. I loved it and truly think it improves upon every single aspect of the first game. So,
Man. Okay. Yep.
do you want to know? So, if you accept it, I'll tell you what the alternative options were.
Yeah, I'll accept that one.
Okay,
That's-
very good. I'll send
There's
that to
gonna be
you after
some
stream.
solid boss fights in there, and yeah, probably
Yep.
I'm gonna get messed up by some bosses,
Ah.
but absolutely that is
Very
a
good.
good one. Okay.
So, option 2, the game that I've played that's a classic that I wasn't sure what you would think was actually going to be Metal Gear Solid.
oh wow.
Now
Okay.
that got ported to Steam.
Nice.
And the third game that I haven't played, but I'm going to play soon, would have been Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, another Metroidvania. So I've heard it's really good, despite being an Ubisoft game. So
Right.
I'll report back on that later. But Blasphemous 2 it is very good.
Okay.
That's awesome.
No,
All
all three of those
solid
actually
choices.
sound like completely top tier ones.
I
to
truly
choose
thought they
from.
would all be bangers. So
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, look at that. Nice.
All right.
Nice.
I'm glad you like it. Now, Wombat, I actually have the same deal for you. 3 games, the same concept. Where the first game is a game I've played. I know you would like it, or at least I'm very confident you would like it, and I played it myself. Game 2, I wouldn't say is a true classic, like not on the level of Metal Gear, but is a at the very least a cult classic that I do think you would enjoy, but it's the one I have the least certainty of. And then the third game is a game I haven't played, but I think it's something that we would both enjoy quite a bit, but I can't comment on it decisively. And if you want Steam scores or anything, I can give you those. They're all on Steam.
Okay, how about this?
Yes.
Can I guess what I think you might have as one of them? Because I
I'm
might
very
know.
confident that you can get one of them. I would be shocked if you got the other 2.
Oh no,
But yeah, go for
I
it.
only know one that I think you might go with.
Wait. Before I'm gonna guess, I think you're gonna guess the first one, but go
Okay.
for it.
Animal
Go
Well?
for it. Yeah, it's exactly right.
Yeah, I'll pick Animal Well.
I figured you would. The other games that I don't necessarily know if you would like. Oh no, so this game I think you might. It was Moon that I played this year. I didn't talk about
yeah.
it too much. I very much enjoyed it. It's an adventure game with some light puzzles. The third game that I'm going to link, because maybe you'll want it anyway, just came out recently, but it was described as a very fun, I didn't know this was a term, Metroidbrania.
What is
A puzzle exploration
Oh,
game
no,
that I
that's
was told
gross.
gives similar vibes to Outer Wilds. So I'm going to be playing that
Interesting.
soon.
Okay.
So yes. And to your point, Jack, about Blasphemous being rated higher than MGS1, only on Steam, because apparently some people didn't like some of the Steam port stuff. I wasn't really sure about that.
Oh, this looks
but yes.
familiar. Yeah.
Did it get
Okay.
bombed?
But yes, I figured you'd take Animal Well, and I'm glad you did.
I don't know.
That's
I was getting that vibe from how you described it, and
fair.
based
If
on
you
our
left it up
interaction.
to me, I was going to pick that one for you for what it's
Yeah.
worth. So, and it just barely made it to the $20 price point with the Steam sale.
Oh,
So it
awesome.
barely made it under there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, don't apologize. I expected. I come in here. I'm like, I'm gonna spend 40, and then
Yeah.
if it's less, great.
Right.
If it's not, that's fine.
That's fair.
I will say this: depending on how you play it, this could easily fit into the long haul if you go for
Yeah.
true completionists, because true completion is not all the achievements. I'll just say that,
Okay.
and
So
I don't want to say any more without spoilers.
Mastery. We're
So.
going
Mastery.
to mastery.
You would want to go
yeah.
for mastery. The game is absurd. I did not master it. I just did Steam 100%, where I got all the achievements, but there's much more to do.
Okay.
You got it 100% on achievements because you actually liked it that much.
I loved it. Yes.
I don't know
Oh, wow.
a lot about about Animal Well. I just keep hearing from people that I would love it.
You would.
I think you even said that to me at one point.
I did.
So I think that's why I thought that might be one of the options here. So awesome.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, I like that.
You're very welcome. All right, good stuff.
Well, if we're going in the same order as our list, I guess that means Charles next.
I was not nice.
You were talking about being nice.
I've come here prepared to deal damage to both of you.
Oh man! All right, let's do it. That's the kind of shit I stream, though. I live for that. I'm okay with it. Let's run it.
All right. So I also have a proposal, though.
Ooh.
I like that you came with a proposal because I have
Proposition?
A proposal.
Is it with your wife or with?
Yeah,
or,
I do have a proposition with Tony's wife, actually. If so, it actually is directed, and I like this because it's going to pit you guys against each other. It's directed to you, Wombat.
Okay.
Man.
I have a proposition that I have a co-op game that you could accept here. And I guess if you want Kirby to also accept it, it's up to you guys if you guys want to be on the same page or whatnot. But I have a co-op game that you both could play.
Oh
together
no, it's chained together, isn't it?
I know it's not chained together. Okay. But that could be your guys' game, and you could save Kirby from what I could do to him. But like,
what's gonna happen?
So I mean, what do you want to do? Would you like this co-op game?
God, it's your call, Wombat. This is your proposition with his wife.
Well, I mean, so if you reveal it, I can still veto it, right? Because we get one veto.
You get one veto.
What do you think, Kirby? Would you like to play a game with me this year?
I'll do it. We didn't play anything. Did we play anything? Oh no, we tried. We tried Halo. Was that Halo? Wait, was Halo even this year or was it last year?
Halo was last year. I've been doing Borderlands for a while.
That's right. I am down. If you're on board with it, I'm down. We can run it.
I don't like the look on his face. What multiplayer game could it be if not chained together?
Well, if you hate it, you can veto it. It's your
fair.
challenge. So I'm on board with it. I'll just leave it at that.
All right. What is it?
It is there linked it. The Last Oricru.
I've never heard of this in my entire life.
Oh, it looks like a JRPG. It's an RPG.
RPG, yeah.
I don't know this shit. This looks way better than I expected. What is going to happen? I don't even want to read much about it.
It's mixed reviews.
That's fine. That's better than pretty much all the games I've streamed.
How long is it?
The review score.
What is it clocked
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Was this name The Last Oricru? I thought it was The Last Oracle. This motherfucker, 19 hours and 3 minutes.
Wow. The Last Oricru.
I'm still down for what it's worth.
Pretty recent game, release date of 2022.
16, yeah.
RPG. Nice little bit of co-op friendly play between you guys.
I'm not reading reviews. I'm not reading anything.
It could be a nice bonding session between you guys, really.
It could be.
Oh,
Wombat, I'm down. It's yours to veto, but I'm down. I'm not reading anything about it. I looked at screenshots and that's it.
Okay, I'll do it. Let's do it.
There we go. So like that's mine too, then, right? Correct. That's what I understand.
It could be. Honestly, it's up to you. I could still give you a game because I don't want to feel like it's only $4. So I actually do want to throw out some money at you guys and spend some money.
I'm still down to accept a game, but I'd feel bad with making you buy me 2 games. Is my point.
No, not at all.
All right.
So then,
but you said I could save Kirby.
You could save him, so maybe I won't give him this one then.
So give him a good
because
game,
you accepted that.
Him.
I will skip this one.
What is it gonna be? Oh my god!
So I will give you this one then as my suggestion. Let me get the Steam page for it.
Oh my god!
Right here, I think this one's I think it's the good jank. So you're not going to get something that's going to be absolutely something that you would hate. So Wombat did save you on this one. So I would, and you can always veto it, I guess. So you do have that option available to you. But I would say Majestic Knights.
Don't even know what that is. Let's see. I don't veto those a thing.
I know you don't. Yeah, I was like, he's gonna take. I could just give you absolute dog shit, and he would have just taken it.
I see no reason to veto this. I'm as usual. I don't read anything about it. I accept it. If you think this would be a fun little thing, I do have one question. So I see. My only question is: it says Chapter 1. Are there multiple chapters?
There is. I think there was plans.
There's another one. Doing the same thing he did with Tiny Bunny with me.
That's fine. I'm gonna play Chapter 1 if I like it. I'll play Chapter 2.
That was just because I didn't want it to have to be able to complete a game, and I was like, "This is gonna."
And I figured out a way to complete it. There was an ending that I found. So,
but so this one, in full disclosure, I think originally had plans for chapters 1 through 5.
Just stop it.
I think they did stop it. So I would only consider chapters 1 and 2 are the only ones available, and I think if you just beat those and you beat the game kind of thing type. But I will make sure that you get both chapters to you.
All right, sick. I'm down. I mean, you don't have to get me both. You can just buy me one. You already bought me the multiplayer game. I could just buy Chapter 2 myself. It's only $5.
No. I got this. I got it.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Then yeah, that sounds good.
All right, cool.
All right, Kirby. I've got two options for you.
Okay.
One is a bit longer. It just fits into the category of 20 hours.
Okay.
I'm curious if you'd like it or not. I enjoyed it, but I could see you like it or not like it. The other one's shorter and more linear.
But if you picked for me, you would pick the first one.
The first one's the one I'd give you first.
Then yeah, let me see that one. Let me
All
see
right. So
Let's see
I
what we got.
mentioned it on stream, Rain World.
Oh, I know Rain World. I haven't. Yeah.
So Rain World is 20 hours exactly on how long to beat.
Yep.
Wow.
So yeah.
I've heard very good things about this. I heard that people have a love-hate relationship with it, but I've
Yes.
heard very good things about
Yeah,
it.
I
I'm down
enjoyed
with
it
that.
for what it's worth. The ecosystem's really interesting, so you might find that pretty interesting. I could also see
like
you
that.
finding it very frustrating at times. So
That's
it kind
fair.
of hits Trail's itch and your itch at the same
I like
time.
it.
And
Yeah,
there
I
is
accept
a bit
that.
of jank for sure.
Fuck yeah. I'm glad that I didn't watch too much of your playthrough. Like I remember seeing bits and pieces, but as you know, mostly I was asleep. But that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call out, Z.
Yeah.
That's the one you're accepting then? Is that
Yeah, I will accept Rain World. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
What are
right.
you gonna give Trell?
Trell, for you,
Yes.
I'd like to give you King's Quest 6. It's a point-and-click
Quest
adventure.
Six. Who makes these games again?
It's called Sierra.
Oh, I know Sierra. Of course, I know Sierra.
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
there's actually, you popped into one of my streams when I was playing King's Quest 6 and you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
So it's a puzzle point and click adventure. It's less puzzly than The Witness. So and it's shorter than The Witness. But yeah, King's Quest 6 is my favorite of the King's Quests. I grew up on this series.
Okay.
It's yeah, so he's thinking about it while he's talking to his kids.
Well, but how long did you spend on Rain World? I'm just curious. I'm already accepting it, to be clear. I'm just wondering now while he thinks.
Well, I also took my time with it.
Fair enough.
Let me find out for you.
You are good. For reference, Animal took me 16. That being said, I can easily see you taking longer given that you'll go for the mastery version of it.
Do you have the Steam link for this?
I
King's
do
Quest?
not.
I can get it for you.
Chapter 4.
Oh, never mind. I think okay.
Yeah, so
That's why I know why now.
yeah. So I will be able to get it to you, but I don't have a link for it right now. I can give you like a page link if you like.
Sure, yeah. If you got that available.
I will not. I can't remember the last time I rage quit a game indefinitely. I bored quit.
I'm bored quit.
I've been like, yeah, this game is just not doing it, and I need to spend my time doing things that are fun.
More. See, I feel like I might be getting.
It's
Do you have that
He's
link?
trying to figure things
Yeah,
out.
I
Like,
posted
I know. I'm trying to. All right. Oh, here we go. Yep. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take King's Quest.
okay. Good, because if you had said no, I would have given you King's Quest 5. So
Oh yeah, dude. I was like, oh what? I was like, he's either gonna do something really nasty to me, or it's probably gonna be like, oh, it's another one of those. Okay.
So you're getting the King's Quest collection, which includes both King's Quest 6 and 5. So if you had rejected 6, you would have still been getting the collection, just a different game.
oh my god.
I was getting it regardless.
Listen, bro, you're getting King's Quest. Which flavor do you want? I mean,
you're getting it.
So
right.
out of those 7 games that are on it, my 2 favorites are 5 and 6. So it was my 2 favorites. I wasn't going to give you like the very very early ones that are.
which one's the
alone.
worst one? Like, your least favorite?
I haven't played the first 4, but they're instead of point and click adventures, they're like text based adventures and things like that early on. So like you type in commands and stuff. So I wasn't gonna do that to him.
Technically, King's Quest Collection is 22 hours on how long to beat. Actually,
Yeah, but the individual game.
Bro, you know we love those technicalities here.
Yeah, the individual game that I am assigning.
You know what?
I mean, I wasn't gonna assign you all 7 games, but I mean, if that's how you'd like to go, I can see if there's a.
No. We're good. We're good.
Okay. Cool. I guess that's everybody, right? We did it.
Yeah,
We did it.
cool. I'm excited for the last Aura crew.
Uh-huh.
I'm
fun
excited. I
times.
don't know what to expect with that. I guess one, but when your schedule opens up after Monster Hunter World and everything, just give me a heads up, and I'm down. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It'll be a bonding situation for you guys for sure. Now, I do have to probably warn you. It's a co-op game. I think you'll have to get through the initial tutorial to actually.
that's
get
fair. I just sort of
co-op
expect that
going.
now, to be honest.
Yeah. So if you guys just to prevent you guys trying to sit there and figure it out, like how we get this co-op going, I think you actually have to get
Yep,
the co-op unlocked or whatever.
fair.
Awesome.
Oh, Kirby opened up a giveaway. Hold
There's
on a
people in
sec.
here as
Hold
well.
on a sec.
If it doesn't work
Oh,
out,
snap.
don't worry about it. We
Look
can
at
save it
this.
till another time.
Big dropping of the points. Look at that.
Yeah, we're dropping them.
I gotta
Drop
check
'em.
something.
Yep.
Okay. So I only have 2 games left in my giveaway.
I was, if you're low, I will offer
Um,
one of my games. That's
Oh,
fine.
and
Plus
the,
one.
the reason why I'm a little iffy on it is because I think most people here probably have both of these games. So, but we can add them to the list. So how about this? We'll do 3. They'll have an option to pick 1 through 3. 2 of them will be the 2 that I have left, and the last one will be yours. So
Fine, okay, well, if they win mine, they're just spin the bonus wheel because I have a big ass wheel I'm gonna bust out. So yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
We can do that.
Okay, let me open up that. So everybody's
And this will
doing.
be the send away for everyone.
Look at me being a professional streamer here with a
No,
spin
bro, I got my
wheel.
wheel, dude. I got
Dude.
70 games on there. There's so
So
much
I
shit.
need to open up the giveaway. All right, now go ahead and put that command in. There you go.
I'm not even gonna enter. I don't want a chance to win my own game. That'd be stupid. So everyone else can enter, but I'm not gonna enter.
So yeah, if we'll have people pick from mine, and if they have it, then we'll defer to yours. How about that? We'll do it that way.
That's fair.
Yeah. So there was talk about a final challenge from the group.
I never brought that up to anyone besides you guys, so only Vi was even aware of that.
Okay, got it.
But
Nope,
yes.
so never mind then.
Yeah, don't
but-
worry about it.
So what about 2025? What big things are we looking forward to while we're getting those giveaways in?
My main thing is gonna be Monster Hunter. Looking into the early
Mhm.
part of it.
Wilds.
Wilds, yes, thank you. Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm really excited for Split Fiction, which is the game by Hazelight, who made A Way Out and It Takes Two. Because I love their co-op
That looks
experience.
so good.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it, dude? It looks super duper good.
They've got that market cornered for that stuff.
There,
man.
yes. And my main thing is going to be, I mean, I think it's a safe bet to say this, but Switch 2. So yeah,
Excited to see what
Nintendo
comes
makes
out.
some good games. Like Mario and Zelda are all really good. You know,
I really hope-
I'm just gonna say it.
I hope launch comes with a new Mario Kart. That's what.
That'd be
I'm
yeah,
really-
Mario Kart 9 and Metro Prime 4. I'm assuming. I don't know what else they have, but I think that'd
Prime
be
4.
awesome.
Oh man, I can't wait. But I'm probably not going to have the system for a while, so I guess I can.
Yeah, it seems like. But dude, honestly, I think the Nick card probably within that Switch is acting up lately. So maybe I might need to
really?
get this. Yeah, like for some reason, when Aiden keeps playing it, sometimes you'll get disconnected and stuff like that. I'm like, that's weird.
That is
maybe,
weird.
Maybe Switch 2 might happen for me sooner than later if it's backwards compatible, certainly.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll see. And they said it was going to be, I believe. Oh, good call out there, Kebab 2 and Nine Souls. I do want to play that one eventually. That looks like a really good one.
Hashtag.
Yep.
Let's see. For me, I mean, I'm looking forward to Little Nightmares 3. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but we'll see.
And
I mean,
what's the other?
Reanimal.
Reanimal.
And Reanimal.
Reanimal looks so
absolutely. And that is the Little Nightmares team. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, so that should be fun. Trying to think if there's anything else. Mostly I'm just looking forward to getting to games that I've been putting off because they've been too long. That's why I did that theme. So looking forward to that. Maybe I'll have to finish Skyrim finally.
Actually, same. I haven't done that either.
Yeah. So we shall see. We shall see. All right. So I think everybody has their raffles in. So last call, it put !! raffle space 1 if you want to be in the raffle. I only see 7 people in there right now. So Queen of Brambles, you are in there already. I've got
Kebab in there.
Trell, Erasmus, Kebab, Misnomer, Kayla, and Queen of Brambles. So May, if you're here and you wanted to join in, I don't know if you're still here. Bastro, anybody else that's lurking. You don't want to win your own game. Oh, you're quoting Kirby. Got it. I was like, wait, what game did you make a game to kill? Like, what do I not know?
Tequila actually though does have a few, like on my wheel. Tequila offered up a few codes for extra games he has. So I think like 4 or 5 games on my wheel are from Tequila or like donated by Tequila. So there's a double slim chance that Tequila could win if he wins this raffle and then it lands on the Kirby game and then it lands on Tequila's game.
Yeah.
If all those things happen, then yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna close it then. And then we're going to pick a winner. It's unfinished, unpolished, and basic, but it's a game. I will take it. All right, here we go. The winner is Queen of Brambles. You have
Brambles.
won.
Easy.
So, Brambles, I'm going to message you. I'm going to have to do it on my phone. I believe you have both of these. Thanks, Kirby.
Oh, did they just show up for you? You're welcome.
Yeah.
Both your games have been sent out. Charlie, yours is in a DM on Discord.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll get that after.
Yeah, no rush. I just want to do it now while I was thinking about before I get busy the rest of the day.
So, Brambles, I sent you a message. Let me know if you have those.
It's gonna be fine.
Blasphemous 2 and King's Quest 6.
You're gonna love Blasphemous 2.
You're gonna find King's Quest quite bizarre but fun. I hope.
King's Quest 6 is going to be a game that exists for you.
You'll play it. You'll experience it. It might throw a hit into enough
I really hope that you enjoy it. Like I hoped that you would enjoy The Witness. To be honest, again, I'm giving you games that I really like. So like you're getting a piece of me. But I also know that you hate puzzles, and there are puzzles in there. So thanks. Thanks for the
don't act like you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah. To act like you're innocent.
All right. So Brambles does not have one of my games. So Brambles gets Blasphemous.
Ooh, what double blasphemous
yes.
giveaways? Man, I'm not
Yes.
gonna lie. I kind of wanted Brambles to spin my wheel, then it lands on Death Trap Dungeon, but that's okay.
That's in there. Oh
It's in
my
there.
god.
So it has half the chance of winning as every other game, but it is in there. I bought a spare copy of that game when it was on sale for like 97 cents just to have it in there.
Yo,
So,
that's the bad win right there, man. The
so
negative bargain.
Briar, I'll paste that in after I'm done sharing my Discord so that people don't get the code. So yeah, Blasphemous really enjoyed that game, so I hope you do too. And GG.
Death Trap Dungeon. It's shitty. It was my least favorite game of the year. It's really, really bad. And if you specifically won at Brambles, I would feel bad because I don't think you deserve to win that game. But
Yeah, don't get that game.
yeah, just legitimately do not.
I thought about playing Death Trap Dungeon with both of you because I got that as part of one of the Steam
God.
things, but I was like, I saw what was happening and I saw your reactions like, yeah, I'm gonna
Don't
pass. I'm gonna pass. I want to
Yeah,
beat
just
games this
don't.
year.
You're like, do I really want to do this to myself? I
Oh
mean,
my god.
you might as well just like let a little kid come up and kick you in the nuts, and it's the same kind of effect. And there, you played the game. It was. Oh, dude, that was an experience.
It definitely was.
So I guess the next stream that we'll be doing is our reaction to Blue Fire when we are all done it.
Yep, I'll try to do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do it
but-
first quarter for sure. But yeah,
first quarter, we'll still go back.
what was that?
Yeah, so yeah, the first quarter, we're gonna circle back to Teams meeting.
Yeah, I'll circle back to this.
So looking forward to another podcast. We also have another topic in the works: AI in gaming. Is it worth
There
it?
you go.
And then we, of course, you have next year to look forward to. Maybe we'll get in a few more. Who knows? But I think we're at about time, right? Anything else that you want to mention?
That was very good. I don't think I have anything else. I mean, no, it's good. That was
All
very,
right.
very fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, agreed. Thank you guys as always.
Fuck
I appreciate you
Silk
guys'
Song.
time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck Silk Song.
I
Yeah,
didn't-
That's not
I-
happening.
I didn't even mention it this year. Did you notice? Like every
Yeah, that
year
was the first
since we started our podcast, I'm like, I can't wait for Silk Song next year. I did not say that this year.
I'm over them. I'm over
I honestly,
Silk Song.
I've forgotten about it. I don't even think about it anymore.
We'll see if it comes out. Maybe it'll be on our list next year. But until then, thanks for joining us. Be safe, be well, be excellent, and have a great one.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the participation in all three of our streams throughout the year, and
Agreed.
we'll see you when we're playing these janky ass games. Bye.
Close that.